The Ford High School Game of the Week is brought to you by your Oklahoma Ford dealers, the best in Oklahoma. MidFirst Bank, true to your money. The Oklahoma Farm Bureau, the same Farm Bureau you've always trusted, now even better. Mill Creek Carpet and Tile. Mazzios. And by Weoki Credit Union.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Newcastle. Tonight, it is your Oklahoma Ford Dealers Game of the Week. It is game time here on Your View. Pleasant good evening, everybody. As Steve Marshall and Brian Burchell, along with Mark Jeffries and the crew, excited to bring you action tonight in Class 4A, Newcastle and Chickasha. And Brian, something's got to give. Neither one of these teams has a win on the season yet, and both of them obviously looking for it here tonight.
Sure, absolutely. Both teams are winless, as you mentioned. And I think really what it comes down to is both teams have struggled on the defensive end. The Newcastle Racers have given up over 50 points in 2 of their 4 games. The Chickasha Fighting Chicks have given up over 40 points in 3 of their first 4 games. And so, you know, these are 2 teams that have struggled defensively, Steve, but that's going to have to improve for either one should they want to win this ball game tonight.
All right, should be a great contest here this evening. Hope you're going to enjoy all the action. It is your Oklahoma Ford Dealers Game of the Week, and it is on Your View. It's game time. Newcastle and Chickasha. More when we return.
Get into something good, like Brahms Double Dip Hot Fudge Sundae.
Get into something good.
2 big dips of Brahms Premium Vanilla Ice Cream. Rich and creamy hot fudge. A shower of toasted almonds. Whipped cream and a cherry. Now you've got something good. A Double Dip Hot Fudge Sundae. Every day's a Sunday at your neighborhood Brahms.
Get into something good.
It's the Great American Ford Sales Event, offering 0% for 60 months on the most 5-star safety-rated vehicles. America's best-selling brand and the best in Oklahoma. Plus, all first responders, active duty, and military veterans get $1,000 appreciation cash on top of all current offers, like 0% financing for 60 months on all Ford SUVs, plus $1,000 appreciation cash. Hurry into your Oklahoma Ford dealer.
Welcome back, everybody. An absolutely gorgeous night here tonight at Newcastle, just a little south and west of Oklahoma City, and it is absolutely perfect, as has been most of the weather these first 5 weeks of the high school football season. And as I say that, Brian, to realize that the halfway point of the regular season comes before it's even October is really kind of a bizarre situation.
Yeah, when you said that, it struck me, wow, it is the fifth ball game that we've been able to do. So another gorgeous night, as you mentioned, and great weather. And so perfect for these kids. You shouldn't see any of the weather. Shouldn't be an issue. The wind is down. This is ideal football weather, Steve. So we certainly can't blame the weather tonight if anything crazy happens.
All right, Newcastle is set to receive. They are in their dark jerseys with the white and navy blue trim numbers. And for Chickasha, they are in their road white and golds, the Fighting Chicks of Chickasha.
So Newcastle's going to get the ball first, Steve, so it'll be interesting to see as we get our first look at Casey Thompson, son of Charles Thompson. And, of course, his brother played quarterback at Oklahoma and then out in Utah. So he's on his way to Texas, we believe, but he'll get a chance to get his offense going first.
All right, so Chickasha puts it in the air. It's a short kick. It's going to be taken on the fair catch right about the 33, 34-yard line, and that's where Newcastle would put it in play, 1st and 10, as again they put together a team that's gathered a lot of attention but really hasn't, just kind of clicked yet. As you said, they've been able to put some points on the board, but then the defense is not able to live up to its end of the bargain. So we'll see what Newcastle can come up here with tonight under first-year head coach Jeff Brickman. Line of scrimmage is at the 33. Thompson with a quick out pass. That's intended over here on the near side for his brother Cade, incomplete. Bring up 2nd and 10.
You mentioned Jeff Brickman. He was the former head coach at Southmore, and then he went to OBU to be a coordinator, and then went back to Southmore as an assistant. So this is an opportunity for him to get back in the head coaching ranks, and of course brought Casey along with him as we see the Racers are going to spread it out and look to rely on the arm of Thompson.
Well, I was looking at some of the numbers today. You look at one of the receivers. Here's a apparent pass play as Thompson wants to go deep, and he throws deep, and he's got a receiver wide open. It's about who I was just about to tell you about, Mr. Morris, catching one over the top. Thompson delivers. Touchdown for the Racers.
Yeah, Morris was wide open. He got deep on his little wheel route. Plenty of time for Thompson. He just put a ton of air under that ball. Morris runs right underneath it. Even if the coverage had been there, it wouldn't have mattered. And you mentioned it. Newcastle had not an issue putting the ball in the end zone. It was keeping the opponent out. And so they are quickly up 7-0 on a 66-yard strike that took 2 plays.
I was about to say he has 44 catches for 647 yards in 4 games.
Wow.
And he just went over the 700-yard mark with that reception, and also caught for him what is his 4th touchdown of the year. So the extra point is up and good. And we've played just a little bit of football here at Newcastle, and the Racers have jumped out on top. They lead at 7-0. They'll kick it away to Chickasha when we come back here on Your View.
Oklahoma. It's in our name. We are Oklahoma Farm Bureau Insurance. We're here when skies are blue and when you need us most. We are where you are, with offices in all 77 counties.
Welcome back to Newcastle. If you're just joining us, thinking you're joining for the opening kickoff, you're a little bit late. Newcastle's already gotten on the board 2 plays into the contest, as it was quarterback Casey Thompson hooking up with the wide receiver Jacob Morris on the touchdown catch. They are now kicking it away to Chickasha, who takes it on the run at about the 28-yard line. Apparently, though, he had called for a fair catch. He wanted to take off and run.
He never called for the fair catch. I think it was the official. It wasn't the official on the play. It was the official that was up who just assumed a fair catch was called, and he blew the whistle, but there was no fair catch signal given. In fact, he got a running start on that. Probably it's going to cost them 12 to 15 yards minimally.
Right.
Minimally. He was going to get to the 40 before being touched. So that's at least 13 yards. So they're going to lose significant field advantage here.
Ironic, I ran into one of the officials who grades the officials at this game here tonight. He'll be up in the press box somewhere with us grading the officials, and that decides how far they get to go in refereeing and officiating some of the playoff games. So in the end, it can be very fruitful for the guys in the stripes to make sure that they have good games all the time, like they always want to do, but especially here tonight and probably throughout the rest of the season, as everybody will be graded.
Yeah, the officials obviously have to be held accountable as well, and normally they do a really good job, especially without the benefit of replay, but that's something that you've got to make sure you get correct.
Here's a running play to the near side. Got some good room, first down yardage. Good play there for Austin Albright.
Well designed. He faked the pitch left. The defense went that way. The tackle was able to kick out and get a seal block on the right side, and Albright runs around the right side easily. And so 2 plays, and they've gone, and Chickasha has already gone 26 yards. So We talked about the defenses struggling, and so far it's been a struggle for both defenses. 2 plays and a touchdown for Newcastle, 2 plays and almost 30 yards for Chickasha.
Chicks just inside the midfield mark, and we've got a flag that comes out before the snap.
Illegal shift, yeah. Well, there was a big hole on that run play, too,
Yeah,
Steve.
there was.
It had been, the safety obviously stopped, but if the safety doesn't miss that tackle, it's a touchdown. But it would have been his only safety, was the only guy that was going to tackle the running back there, as they've gashed him up the middle now, 3 straight plays.
Looking at this district, you have teams like Elgin and Clinton. Heritage Hall will be one of the front runners, Elk City and Cache. So this is definitely one of those games where it'll decide somebody's playoff fortune going down the road.
Yeah, you'd have to assume Chickasha gets Newcastle go right offside, so we've wasted 2 minutes of real life time, no clock time, and we're back to where we started. You'd have to imagine this is a loser leaves town match, Steve. The loser of this game is going to be too far behind, especially with these teams. Newcastle, obviously not off to the start they want, but they have an explosive offense. If they can fix some defensive things, if they can get this win and go to 1-1, they'll have a chance still to maybe sneak into that last playoff spot. But got to figure the loser of this game, unless something weird happened, would probably be out of the playoffs.
Run straight up the middle, and a good job defensively. Tackle in there by number 59. That is Cole Dalton, middle linebacker, 6', 205, a senior. One of the first guys there in on the tackle.
Cole just saw the hole and shot through the gap and found his way to the running back and in a great form tackle. So Dalton just really reading the play there, reading his keys and finding the running back for a loss of 1.
Right at midfield, 2nd down, 11 for the Chicks. Looking to throw downfield. Here comes some pressure from the outside on the run. Knocked out of bounds. Maybe picked up a yard. Thought they were going to say he was out at the 49-yard line, but they're going to say no, right at midfield. So really no gain on the play. That'll bring up 3rd and about 11.
Dalton again bringing the pressure in the same gap he did last play and was able to force Albright out of the pocket. And in doing so, Albright was forced to only see half the field and no receivers were open, and he gets knocked out for no gain. So 3rd and long now for the Chicks.
Quarterback is 19 of 48, 39% completion percentage. Here's a pitch to the left. Looking for some running room. He'll get about 2 or 3, but that's it. And that'll bring up 4th down and about 8 yards. They are on the Newcastle side of midfield. Some may argue you're in 4-down territory, but probably not this early.
Yeah, maybe not this early, but you would imagine that they ran the ball to get in themselves in more of a going for it type situation, but they weren't very successful because it's going to be 4th and 8. The quarterback's still in the game, so unless we see a quick kick, he's in the shotgun. He does have 4 wide receivers. I would imagine we're going to see the quick kick here, Steve.
David Thibodeau Benoit is one of the guys in the backfield. This, however, is Austin Albright rolling, directing traffic.
He's got a man. Nope.
Abram had gotten behind the secondary. We do have a flag on the field back around the line of scrimmage, so hold on.
Yeah, and if the play wasn't blown dead, it's likely on the defense, maybe a defensive holding or illegal contact. No, it's illegal formation, so they'll decline it, and it'll be Newcastle ball.
So that will give the ball to the Racers, and they will come right back out. First possession took 2 plays, and they were able to put it in the end zone for the only points so far in this ball game, as we still have 8:53 left to go in this first quarter. Racers on top. They lead it 7-0. 8:52 left to go. Ball right at the 47-yard line, and here come the Racers. Thompson walks up to the line of scrimmage, sends 3 receivers out wide to the right. Morris comes in motion. Already caught the 1 touchdown pass. Got 2 safeties over the top, rolling. Thompson again going for the deep ball, throwing it out there. It had a receiver. Well, the receivers are getting behind the secondary, and Thompson showing what an arm, because he really threw that close to 60 yards, did he not?
Yeah, he did, and it was just a flick, too. Nice and high. Point came down over the end. That was a gorgeous ball. You watch a lot of high school football, and you have a lot of good quarterbacks, but it's rare you see someone with the arm talent that Thompson has. So I was really just awed by the couple of the balls he threw. But just overshot a guy, and I would imagine we're going to see a lot of that from Newcastle tonight, sending guys deep and see if Thompson can connect, because if the receivers get 4 yards behind the secondary, it'll be a lot easier.
Thompson quick out this time, passes too high. Intended on the near side of the field, trying to hook up there with brother Cade again. A little too tall, incomplete.
That's twice he's tried to throw the outs, and twice he's been unsuccessful, and I would almost imagine that it almost looks like he's not looking. He's just throwing it out there as soon as he snaps, and they haven't been close. I mean, he needs to lock in, find his receiver, and make a good throw. By the way, Cade's a big boy.
Yeah, he is.
Really thick, really fit. Looks like he could be someone that could play, if he went somewhere, play tight end in a spread-type scheme somewhere.
3rd and 10 for the Racers. At their own 48-yard line. Start right, look back left, screen pass Morris.
Great tackle.
Really was a good tackle there by number 2. Hassan Burdix.
Great job, Burdix. Red was able to kick it off his block. Got in the backfield, wrapped up the receiver, and nowhere to go, and it's going to be 4th down, and the Racers will return the favor and go for it. So, maybe much like the game you'll see in Lubbock this weekend, punting not an option. I guess when you're giving up 40 and 50, it doesn't really matter if you punt it or not.
Thompson looking to throw again, finds the receiver. Believe it's Morris again. That's 1st down yardage. Just a great route. He went down, sat down in an open area, and Thompson put it right on the money.
And that's where the arm talent shows, Steve. It's where he has to throw a 20-yard pass over the middle, and he throws it on a bullet, and it hits the guy between the numbers. That's tough to cover. That's a throw that sometimes you'll see a lot of high school quarterbacks can't make that throw. That throw will have some more air on it. The defenders can get there. But that's a throw that, for a kid with his arm talent, it's just too easy and wide open, and they're going to complete that most of the time.
Just inside the 40-yard line in Chickasha territory, Thompson takes the snap. He's going to get dropped in the backfield. Good job by Chickasha that time, coming up and making the tackle. I believe that was Braviance Brown. 6-foot senior, 240 pounds. Big loss on the play.
And that's the issue, Steve, when you're going to send the guys deep, is you got to have the time. And if the Chickasha line can get a couple wins, it's going to allow them to get in the backfield. But Newcastle obviously still has yet to run a running play. They're going to clearly want to air the ball out tonight. But when they're looking for the deep ball, you got to block.
Thompson in the shotgun. Takes the snap, again throws over the middle. It's Morris again. Morris has 1st down yardage into the secondary, all the way down inside the 15-yard line.
That was all on the play, on the route tree and the concept. What happened was the running back came out into the flat like he was going to run a screen route, a little wheel route. The linebacker had to choose between Morris and the running back. The linebacker came up to bite on the running back. The safety did not get up in time to cover the linebacker's territory in the zone. Morris wide open. Thompson puts it on the money. And Morris, showing off the wheels, runs past a couple defenders and into the unsponsored red zone.
1st down just inside the 15-yard line. Thompson pulls it from the running back, keeps it himself, goes over the left side and into the end zone for the touchdown. Casey Thompson and the Racers making it look easy.
First time the Racers have run the ball. Thompson keeps it himself, goes around the left side, and gets to the corner of the end zone for the touchdown. And you're right, that looked really easy for the young man. As the Texas coaches down on the sideline applaud the effort of Casey Thompson.
Kind of stands out in that burnt orange T-shirt, doesn't he?
Yeah, and the other guy wearing the white T-shirt looks like he would be some sort of college coach or trainer. He does not look like a normal human being.
So extra point attempt on the way is up and good. So with 6:38 left to go here in the first quarter of play, it's Newcastle on top of Chickasha. They lead it by a score of 14-0. It's game time on your view on your Oklahoma Ford Dealers Game of the Week. We'll be back.
It's the Great American Ford Sales Event, offering 0% for 60 months on the most 5-star safety-rated vehicles. America's best-selling brand and the best in Oklahoma. Plus, all first responders, active duty, and military veterans get $1,000 appreciation cash on top of all current offers, like 0% financing for 60 months on all Ford SUVs, plus $1,000 appreciation cash. Hurry into your Oklahoma Ford dealer.
Well, the Newcastle Racers have looked dominant on offense, 2 possessions, 2 touchdowns. Latest one, Casey Thompson running it into the end zone for the 6 points. That's after he threw for a very long touchdown pass. Here's the ensuing kickoff after their second touchdown. And a fair catch is called for and taken right at about the 31-yard line, and that's where the Chicks will put it in play, 1st and 10.
And a fair catch signal was made. Don't forget on that last Newcastle possession, though, they had a 4th and 13 that they converted. So Chickasha did a good job putting behind the chains, but were unable to get off the field on 4th down. And now find themselves in a situation where, with the Newcastle offense being as efficient as it is so far, need to put together some sort of drive.
Albright, the quarterback, gives to the running back, and he'll get about 3 yards. Not much more there. Number 4, that is David Thibodeau Benoit on the carry.
Good job by the Newcastle Racer defensive line to stack up the left side of the box. Not much room for Mr. Thibodeau Benoit. Ran into a few Racers there and was able to pick up 3.
2nd and 7 as you get a look at the down lineman for the Racers. Here's a handoff coming right side, cuts it back.
Nice
Great
cut.
move. First down yardage and then some. Thibodeau Benoit, that was kind of a left the guy standing and grasping at air. Great move there, great run all the way down into Newcastle territory.
Got a big hole, then cut it back inside and put his foot in the ground and cut it back outside. He's looked very good early on in his few touches. And a great carry there, and Chickasha moving the ball inside Newcastle territory.
Rushed for 250 yards on 52 attempts, so averaging right about 5 yards per carry. And a whistle and a illegal shift apparently going to be called against Chickasha.
It's their 3rd procedural penalty already.
Benoit will also catch it out of the backfield, 9 receptions, 104 yards on the year.
No good at math, but that's a 1st down every time he catches it.
There you go. Here's a running play to the near side. They said that was Benoit, but it was actually number 2 on the carry. That is Burdick's.
Benoit comes back into the game now. Burdick's tripped up by the laces, had a little room to run, but someone got him around the foot, and he was not able to keep his balance.
2nd down and 12. Good look right there at the Fighting Chicks front line. Pitch it to the left side.
Good cut.
Good pursuit there. Looked like there was something there, Brian. I was with you. It looked like he was going to get a couple yards there, but the Racer defense closed the door.
Yeah, good job stringing it out. Linebacker found his way into the gap. And as Benoit tried to cut it upfield, was there to make the tackle. So now 3rd down and 10, and you would have to imagine if they went for it once already around midfield,
Yeah,
it's 2-down territory for the Chicks.
absolutely where they are now. Wide receiver comes out to the near side. Number 12 is Jason Missy. Here's a run to the near side. Good job by Newcastle as they string it out once again.
Similar play to the one they ran earlier with success. He fakes a quick screen to Thibodeau Benoit and takes off. Really, he had the linebacker beat, but an excellent job by the cornerback there to shed his block, force Albright back up inside, and that's when the linebacker in pursuit was able to make the tackle. But picks up 5 or 4.5 at least, and so 4th down and manageable here for the Fighting Chicks.
Line of scrimmage at the 33. They need to get just inside the 28. See how they want to play it. Thibodeau Benoit straight up the middle. He's got 1st down yardage into the secondary, still on his feet all the way down to the 16-yard line. And a nice run up the middle for the Chicks.
It's early, but he's been very impressive, Steve. Great-looking kid, good size. He's got a great burst. Thibodeau Benoit has been very impressive, and not out thinking themselves. No reason to put it in the air when you got a good running back. They just put it on the ground, trust their big hoss to pick up the yardage. He does, and then some. And Chickasha on the doorstep of potentially getting in the zone.
Pretty good offensive line size-wise out there for the Chicks. Somebody moved on offense.
No, timeout.
And it looks like a timeout has been called by the Chicks. We'll keep it right here for you. 14-0 is our score. See if we can't find some scores on Squirtle. Games that are being played across the state. Some big games in Class 6A tonight. The Big Four in Tulsa are all playing each other. Owasso and Union, and also Broken Arrow and Jenks.
Is Jenks allowed to be in the Big Four now that they're 1-4?
Well, they're still in the top 5, so yeah, probably so.
All right, we'll give them that.
Yeah, Broken Arrow and Jenks, I think, combined 2-7, yet they're both in the top 5.
Playing some people, obviously, that national powers. Isaac Stoops, a 42-yard touchdown. Norman North leads 15-3 in their game. Let's see what else I can find here for you.
That was a big matchup for them in Mustang, kind of decide who would get third instead of fourth place in district, because it looks like whoever does get fourth is going to have to end up playing Union or Owasso.
Putnam City touchdown drive to tie their game at 7. Weatherford up early on Heritage Hall, 7-0. Let's see what else we got here. Tahlequah up 7-0 on Collinsville. So those are some early scores. As you know, a lot of the game, if you're a 7:30 kick, they haven't even kicked off yet.
That's right. Running play, little jet sweep going to the far side of the field. Gets some good yardage, about 6 on the carry.
It's interesting. The receiver, that was the exact same play they were going to run before the timeout because he had started to come in motion. Coach calls timeout, and they stuck with it. Usually when you go to timeout, you don't come back with the same play, but Chickasha did there.
Fake it to the right, run the counter play to the left. That's got first down yardage, if nothing else. Gets them all the way down to the 5-yard line, so a good run. Now it's up to the Chicks to finish this off.
One more score, speaking of this district. Elk City up 14-0 right now on Clinton, so bit of a surprise in that one early on.
Brian's having to go out the side door now and the front window and just all the different
if I lean forward too far, you can't see, so I figured you probably need to see, seeing as how you're calling the action.
First and goal from the 5. Chicks trying to stay in this game. Thibodeau Benoit inside the 5, down to about the 4-yard line, gain of 1.5 yards perhaps.
Not the worst thing ever either for Chickasha, Steve. They're going to run it 3 more times, you would think, and not scoring there, the clock's going to tick a little bit. So the more they can keep the Newcastle Racer offense off the field, the better chance that they're going to have as this game progresses.
Second and goal from the 4. Albright is the quarterback, takes the snap, fakes the pitch, drives forward. He gets in for the touchdown. So the Chicks have answered back after falling behind 14-0. Now they're an extra point away from making this a 14-7 ball game. 2:22 left to go first quarter.
Great job by Albright. He's actually shown a real ability to run the ball and be a threat on offense, keeping it. The zone read there. He makes the right read, keeps it up the middle, and for the touchdown.
In for the extra point attempt. That is up and good, and 14-7 is our score. 2:22 left to go here in the first quarter of play. It's the Oklahoma Ford Dealers Game of the Week. It's game time, and it's on your view. We'll be back.
Because practice pays off. Because it's better to give than to receive. Because there's no place like home. MidFirst Bank will always be true to your money, with innovative services that let you focus on what's most important. MidFirst Bank, true to your money.
Welcome back to Newcastle. Fighting Chicks at Chickasha are on the scoreboard. Answered back the 2 earlier Racer touchdowns. And now a 14-7 ball game. Still 2:22 left to go in the first quarter as the Chicks get ready to kick it away to the Racers.
Well, we've seen Newcastle run one rushing play, and we've seen, although Chickasha's tried to run 3 passing plays, they've actually only thrown it once. So contrasting styles between the two teams.
Don't look for that to change much. Here is a onside kick attempt that was fielded nicely, easily, right there at the 49-yard line.
That second bounce was very close to getting high up in the air where you want it. You know, I don't mind that from Chickasha, Steve. If you're not going to stop them anyway, why not try to get some extra possessions? I mean, what's the difference if they go 80 or 50?
Yeah, we've seen a lot more teams do that, too. Norman North is probably the most notable one in the largest school.
Yep.
I mean, they refuse to kick it away or for the most part, punt.
Well, and, I mean, Thompson's shown the ability to throw it 80 yards, so, you know, it just gives really Newcastle more field to play with if you kick it deep.
Thompson again dropping the throw. Here comes the blitz, throwing near side, past too tall, incomplete.
If I'm Chickasha, that's what I do, Steve. I bring pressure. You know, force them to beat me underneath in the side, and he's shown that he can make that pass, but it's obvious he wants to put the ball up top. The route trees we're seeing are combination deep routes. That was an out and up that the cornerback didn't bite on. It's probably a good thing he threw that ball out of bounds, but bring extra pressure. Force him to get the ball out of his hands, because if they want to keep throwing it deep and you bring pressure, it's going to be tough for them to do so.
Mentioned that Morris had 44 catches on the year coming into this contest. Here's Thompson throwing again to Morris. Has lots of room and has another first down.
There was 12 yards of cushion, Steve, there when
he
threw that ball. I mean, I know that they're trying to go deep, but you can't give him 12 to 15 yards. I mean, that's the first down every time he wants to throw it out there. It's pitch and catch.
Donahue is the second leading receiver on the team. He only has 10. Morris has 45 now, so you can see the disparity there.
That's what you're saying. He's looking for number 18.
Yeah, pretty well. And now Chickasha jumps off sides. "16 receptions on the year for Cade Thompson."
The old backyard connection.
That's right.
Does he have any looks? Have you heard anything?
I have not. There's Casey Thompson looking again for that corner.
Oof.
It was there, wasn't it?
Just overthrew him. Yeah, it was wide open. I mean, they're just running vertical routes and daring him to stay with them. I don't know if it looked like Chickasha went in his zone, but the problem is when you send 2 guys deep, the safety's got to pick one or the other. I guess that's why they're giving him 15 yards of cushion, but second down and 5. Look for a Thompson keep here maybe. Make sure you pick up a first down here on third down, especially with 5 wide. Quarterback draw is probably open.
See what the Racers want to do with it. Thompson takes the snap. Gives to the up back, who will get down to about the 20-yard line. That'll be enough for a first down.
Yeah, they're predictable there on the run. They picked up the 5 yards on the offsides, took a shot on first, come back with the run and get a new set of downs, and look for them to put the ball in the air towards the end zone again. As Chickasha kept it for 4.5, 5 minutes and scored, and it's only been a minute and 20 seconds off the clock, and Newcastle again is knocking on the door.
Restart the clock with 1:29 left to go here. Still in this first quarter of play. Still plenty of time on the play clock. Thompson gets the guys where he wants them. Looks right and then throws to the wrong spot. Or the receiver went to the wrong spot, one of the two. Either way, incomplete.
Miscommunication. He was hit hard on the play. So Chickasha again getting home. But as we talked about earlier, if you're going to get beat deep, you might as well bring the pressure. If putting 7 guys in coverage isn't going to work, bring 5 or 6 guys and just see if you can get home before Thompson get rid of the ball. But it's clear this offense is built to feature Casey Thompson, and I mean, obviously you can't blame them.
Motion to the near side is Morris. Thompson looking, end zone, wide open. There is a flag, however.
It's going to be a legal procedure. Morris started going upfield before the ball was snapped. He cheated when he was in motion. he curled like it was an arena football league play or something. And I saw the ref. I was wondering if the ref was going to call it because it happened right in front of him. It took him a while to get his flag out, but let's go talk to the linesman. But that should be when you're in motion, you cannot move towards the line of scrimmage until the ball is snapped. He had kind of rounded his route, and there it is.
Kind of caught it out of the corner of my eye. I thought the same thing. Seemed like he was headed upfield a little early on that play.
Too soon, absolutely. And that's the deal where you got to snap the ball earlier, because as fast as he was moving, if he had gone any wider before they snap it and then tried to round out his curl, he would have stepped out of bounds, or he would have had to stop and cut upfield, which takes away all his momentum. So that's on the snap. That's a timing play. Obviously, when you're running it to the field side or to the near side, which they did there, you got to snap it much quicker to give the guy time to turn upfield.
2nd down 15 coming up for the Racers as they come to the line of scrimmage. Final 1 minute left to go in this first quarter clock. Low snap, straight ahead run. Thompson left side, has running room inside the 10. Thompson inside the end zone. Touchdown Racers.
Yeah, just speed. Well, no, they're going to mark him out. Oh, no, the other guys are calling. Yeah, that was just speed. There was actually a guy out there, Steve, and you forget how athletic Thompson is. You think about him as a thrower, but then the couple times he's gotten the ball in his hands, he's gotten to the edge and outrun guys. I mean, there was a linebacker out there, but he just couldn't catch him.
How fast is he? Just fast enough.
He's so fast, he made the other guys look not that fast.
That's right. All right, here comes the extra point after the Casey Thompson touchdown. Snap back, ball down. Kick is up, and it is good. So we have 50 seconds left to go here in this first quarter. Racers have answered back. They lead at 21-7 here on Game Time on Your View.
Get into something good, like Brahms Double Dip Hot Fudge Sundae.
Get into something good. Something good.
2 big dips of Brahms Premium Vanilla Ice Cream. Rich and creamy hot fudge. A shower of toasted almonds. Whipped cream and a cherry. Now you've got something good. A Double Dip Hot Fudge Sundae. Every day's a Sunday at your neighborhood Brahms.
Get into something good.
Welcome back, everybody. You can see Newcastle ready to kick it away after getting their 3rd touchdown of the night. There's our score. 51 seconds left to go here in this first quarter of play. Newcastle leading it by a score of 21-7. Chickasha showed last time they had the football that they're capable of moving it. There's kind of a little stutter play. It was touched, and it's recovered by Newcastle. It was tipped up by one of the players for Chickasha. That left it a free ball, and Newcastle was able to get there and grab that football, and they've got it again out near midfield.
Silly touch there by Chickasha. That ball had not gone 10 yards yet, so and it didn't look like it was going to get across. So had the Chickasha players let it go, which you can't know that, but you got to know where you are on the field sometimes. And so Newcastle said, if you want to onside, we'll onside, and they did it better.
McGinnis leads Guthrie 7-0 at the end of the first quarter. McGinnis looking like they're going to be right there. They played in the championship game last year against Carl Albert, and right now those two are 1-2 again.
And they play next week.
Yeah, that's right. Morris comes out near side. Fake the running play. Thompson pulls it. Now looking downfield. Rolling. Now he's on the run. And he'll take a bit of a late hit out of bounds. Nothing too severe about that. He'll pick up 6-7 yards on the play. Nice run by Casey Thompson.
Well, they're rolling Thompson. This is the 3rd time they've done it. They roll him right and send the receiver deep down the left side of the field, so it gets the safety going right with Thompson. Then he throws back left. That time the safety wasn't fooled, stayed over the top, unable to throw it. But again, because of the release of the receivers, he had plenty of room to run once he rolled out of the pocket.
Here's a running play near side again. Thompson reverses field. Has some blockers out there in the corner. Thompson's got first down yardage, finally pushed out of bounds at around the 35-yard line. New set of downs for the Racers.
Showing off his athleticism there was Thompson, and picking up a first down as Chickasha had the first option to the left, all wrapped up, but able to get out of jail was Thompson and pick up first down around the right side.
See what they do here now. Right at the 35-yard line, Thompson looking to throw left corner. Has his brother downfield, caught at the 10-yard line. That's going to be another first down.
That one was actually well covered, but just a perfect throw and a perfect catch. And brother-to-brother connection, it's easy. It's inside the 10-yard line. It's first and goal now for the Racers, looking to go up 3 scores and really put Chickasha in trouble early on.
Morris, you can see, going to the top of your screen.
Look for another Thompson run. He's run it twice inside the red zone and scored both times.
Fake the handoff to the right, keep it run left. Let's see what he does here. He's going to want to throw to the right, looking to the corner. And a great job. Wow, what a great job defensively to come up with the interception.
Yeah, if you're Thompson, you got to see that guy. That's way too long a throw. It was a wheel route. The safety just kind of baited him in that throw, stayed with the inside guy, saw the outside guy, and jumped the route. Thompson's lucky that guy wasn't a half a step quicker, because if so, we'd be still calling him at about the 20-yard line right now, waltzing into the end zone.
Great effort, great defensive play. One, just to make the play, but then two, to hang on and make the diving interception. Outstanding play.
He had to lay out for that one. Excellent play, and Chickasha avoids a big mistake there.
So again, the Chicks hanging around, come up with the big play defensively. Now they go to work on offense.
Sometimes having a big arm can be a blessing and a curse. That time it was a curse trying to make a throw he definitely should not have made.
Running play left side off the left guard. That might be 2 yards, 3 at the most. And that'll be the final play of our first quarter. It's Newcastle on top of Chickasha. It's your Oklahoma Ford Dealers Game of the Week. Game time on your view. Second quarter when we return.
It's the Great American Ford Sales Event. Get 0% for 60 months on the smartest, most capable trucks. America's best-selling brand and the best in Oklahoma. Plus, all first responders, active duty, and military veterans get $1,000 appreciation cash on top of all current offers. Like 0% financing for 60 months on F-Series, plus $1,000 appreciation cash. Hurry into your Oklahoma Ford dealer.
Hungry for pizza? Pick a pair. Mazio's medium one-topping pizzas are only $6.50 each. Pick your 2 favorite hot, fresh medium one-topping pizzas and get both for only $6.50 each. So go ahead, pick a pair. Only at Mazio's.
Welcome back, everybody, as we get back to the action. Chickasha with the football. Nice cut by Albright over the left side. He'll get enough for a first down. Gets it out to the 31-yard line as the Chicks come up with that big interception in the end zone to thwart the drive for the Racers, now trying to answer back with some points of their own.
Yeah, Albright was rolling left, looking to throw, but as he got his eyes downfield, he noticed that there was plenty of running room. He took off running and picked up first down.
Made well of it. This time pulls it, now throws the quick out. Little stutter step move. That's going to pick up about 5 yards.
Go ahead. That's kind of that extended option that you're seeing teams run where the receiver stays out there. You run the zone read inside, roll outside, make the pass. Sorry, Steve, didn't mean to cut you off there.
Trying to get the lights turned on. Chickasha trying to get the offense turned on here, trailing by 2 scores. Pitch it to the right side. And nowhere to go. Good job of that Racer defense that time as they strung it out. No gain, maybe a loss on the play.
It looked like a loss and back to the original line of scrimmage. So we're going to have 3rd and 9 and maybe too deep in territory here to think about going for it. So you might see Chickasha put it in the air here.
Third and 9 is what we'll call it. And just a little shy of their own 32-yard line as they send receivers out to near side of the field. Caleb Hunter, here's a running play. And they'll get about 5 yards on that running play. That'll bring up 4th down and let's call it 5 in their own territory.
Looks like they're going to go for it again.
At the 37-yard line. See what they call up here.
And it's 7-6 Owasso, by the way. That game also on your view.
On top of Union.
Correct.
4th down. Chick's going for it. Look to throw it. Nothing there. Now turns the corner. Lowers his head, and he will not get the first down. Racers hold. Don't even get the pass attempt off. And a nice hold for the Racers. They'll take up with great field position at the Chickasha 35.
Well, in that situation, you don't like to see them roll out and eliminate one side of the field. Maybe they're doing that for protection purposes, or I'm not sure what the reason is. But either way, not much time to throw, and Newcastle doing a great job of getting off the field.
All right, let's see what the Racers do. Thompson picked off in his last attempt in the end zone. Morris runs to the top of the far side of the screen. Thompson going down that way, pass too tall. Intended for Morris, incomplete. That'll bring up 2nd down.
Looks like that Chickasha is going to bracket Morris on that play. They had a cornerback underneath and a safety over the top, and trying to fit it in the window was Thompson. There was a small window there to fit it in, but unable to do so successfully, and incomplete pass. To 2nd down we move.
Talked about McGinnis and Carl Albert in Class 5A 1 and 2. The number 3 rated team, Altus Bulldogs, lead Duncan. Altus off to a 4-0 start in the season. Second down 10. Four on the play clock. They're going to let it tick down. 3, 1. They do get it off. Thompson going to roll it right. Committed to the run. Gets it just inside the 30-yard line, and a flag comes in from the referee right at the very end as Thompson loses his helmet.
So I'm going to guess a face mask penalty is going to be called.
Thompson was running off as you're instructed to do, but if it's
because of a penalty, he should be able to come back in the game.
So it is a personal foul against Chickasha. And that's going to give them a 1st down.
And allow Thompson back on the field.
Yeah. Big penalty, too.
Yep.
All the way down to the 15-yard line, just inside the 15. Coach Jeff Brickman on the field. He likes where they set that football up. Seth Barber goes out wide to the left for Newcastle. 3 receivers to the top, 2 to the bottom, and a timeout called by Chickasha with 9:16 left to go here in this first half of play, and our score 21-7. Racers on top.
Well, the defending state champs in 6A2, Bixby, have struggled early this year, but they lead Muskogee right now 21-3. Coweta up on Noble 21-0. There's a couple scores for you from around the state.
As we mentioned for Newcastle, after tonight, they play at Elgin, host Clinton, host Heritage Hall, play at Elk City, and then host Cache. And then on the other side of things for Chickasha, they, of course, pretty much the similar schedules. They play and they host Heritage Hall, play at Elk City and Elgin. Then they host Clinton and they host Weatherford to close out the season.
Pretty vast area covered by that district. A lot of long road trips depending on which part of the schedule you draw.
Of course, in 4A, you're looking at Wagner and Oologah. Wagner, I think, has won 40 in a row now.
It's a lot. Yeah, I think you're right around there.
And Oologah has been a very strong team. Heritage Hall. Bethany has been a surprise. They're number 5 right now. And Blanchard playing very well so far in the early going in Class 4A. Thompson pumps right side, now throws corner of the end zone for the other Thompson. Incomplete.
He had him open on the double move, just overthrew his brother just a hair, just enough, though, for that ball to be incomplete. Fall innocently incomplete. And create a second down.
Thompson looking to the sidelines, getting instructions. Well, that's Morris, rather. Thompson is with the offensive line. Now looking at a second down and 10 from the 15-yard line. Straight ahead run, keeper for Thompson. Had somebody grab on to the football, had a kind of backtrack and make sure that he kept that. Nice play defensively for Chickasha. Coming up in one of the original guys there, number 78, Cale Crawford.
It's going to be very tough for Chickasha to do, but I think it's super important if they can find a way to keep Newcastle out of the end zone. You'd imagine that Newcastle is going to attempt a field goal here. Go for a touchdown here if given the opportunity. So a chance here for Chickasha to try to keep this thing within reason early on.
Third down and call it 9. Thompson looking left, throwing back over the middle. Morris is there, has the reception, breaks a tackle into the end zone for the touchdown.
The Chickasha defensive line just couldn't get there quick enough. Again, Morris finds the opening in the defense, and I see now why Morris has had such big numbers. He does a really good job of just finding his way into open areas, and because of his speed, Steve, once he catches the ball, he has the ability to make a big play. He did so there for the easy score.
So Morris gets into the end zone, 5'10", 175-pound senior. So we said he came into the game with 44 catches. He's added to that total. He's probably really up around 100 yards because that one catch was 60-plus, if I remember.
65, I believe, yes.
Yeah. Extra point is good, so that means we move on here. Chickasha trailing the Newcastle Racers 28-7. It's your Oklahoma Ford Dealers Game of the Week, and it's on your view. Game time tonight. We'll be back.
Get into something good, like Brahms Double Dip Hot Fudge Sundae.
Get into something good. Get into something good.
2 big dips of Brahms Premium Vanilla Ice Cream. Rich and creamy hot fudge. A shower of toasted almonds. Whipped cream and a cherry. Now you've got something good. A Double Dip Hot Fudge Sundae. Every day's a Sunday at your neighborhood Brahms.
Get into something good.
Welcome back to Newcastle, everybody. Oklahoma Ford Dealers Game of the Week. High school football from Newcastle, Oklahoma tonight. Taking on the Fighting Chicks of Chickasha, and the Racers have the best of it to this point, as they are on top now by a score of 28-7. Kicking it away to the far left side of your screen. Return gets out across the 45, and that's where the Fighting Chicks will put it in play right at about their own 47-yard line.
And so far we've seen the talent, the arm talent, and the speed of Casey Thompson, who has been on full display tonight. The Newcastle Racer offense get it clicking early on and building a nice cushion, and Thompson having a very good night. Has thrown 1 pick, but has thrown a pair of touchdowns and run a pair of touchdowns on his own.
Pretty good numbers when you can get all that in the first quarter. Count for 4 touchdowns. Still a ways to go. 8:10 left to go here. Running play for the Chicks coming near side and got some running room. Cuts it back in towards the middle. He has the first down. And on the run, that is David Thibodeau Benoit. And he's going to get it all the way down, believe they're going to say, to right at the 40-yard line in Racer territory. It's funny, you see both of the good sides and the things that these two teams can do, and it's a little hard to believe that either one has a win yet. High snap, Albright catches it. What a hit in the backfield. Wow. That's how you do it right there. Big number 54 coming across, Chris Dalton. Hello.
Yeah, you talked about being surprised both teams were 0-4, but, we went back to the fact that it's the defense. And, Chickasha showing right now that the ability to play defense. But also for Newcastle, Steve, I would have to imagine with the style of play they have, if they're not connecting on the deep throws, you get behind the chains, and then you're giving other teams a lot of offensive possessions. You really have to be on for this to work.
Albright, far side of the field, pass complete. Good job to get away from the first tackler on the reception, Caleb Lacefield, but then taken out of bounds. Still going to be about 5 or 6 shy of the necessary yardage for the first down.
Good throw there, showing off some nice arm strength on a throw all the way across the field was Albright. Like you mentioned, his receiver making the first guy miss, but unable to make the second guy miss.
Actually spotted him down at about the 37-yard line.
Oh, wow. I thought he got all the way to 35.
I did too. So really about 3rd and 7 for Chickasha. Fake the jet sweep. Albright turns the corner, and he'll get a couple yards, not too much.
Took too long for they snapped it too early. Newcastle was in the backfield there, and Albright barely had a chance to fake the jet sweep because the defense was all over him, ready to make a sack.
Clock is stopped at 6:55 to go here, third quarter.
Tackled out of bounds. The clock stops.
4th and 3. Albright. Thibodeau Benoit. I don't think so.
Nope, don't think he got it either. Not even close.
Good defense by the Racers. He maybe got a yard penetration, but that was it. Nowhere close to the necessary yardage for the first down, and Newcastle will take over.
That's a killer drive there for Chickasha. Was able to move the ball a little bit, but needed to pick up another first down to get the chains moving and unable to do so. And now Newcastle with a chance to potentially blow this game open.
So 1st and 10 for Newcastle at their own 33-yard line as Thompson drops to throw. Little swing pass out of the backfield. Caught for about a 12-yard gain.
Excellent job by the receiver there, Donahue, who took a first hit, bounces off of it, and allows him to pick up first down yardage and give a new set of downs for this offense.
It's homecoming here tonight at Newcastle, and they're going to be recognizing the team from 1992, so 25 years ago, that won the state championship, I believe, when it was Class 2A.
I was getting ready to ask you what class they were, Steve. You read my mind.
I think that's what they were then. First and 10, and whistle sounds before. It's going to be delay a game.
There will be a few guys on the field that can answer that question for us if we really want to know, I would imagine.
Yes. I wonder who they played in that game. I'm trying to think that maybe I was involved in that.
Don't date yourself, Steve.
I should know that, shouldn't I? Were you there or not? You should remember that. That's an easy enough question. I think we were going to carry it on the radio at that particular time. So 1st and long
If it makes you feel any better, I was 9 for that game, so I do not remember it.
Oh, that's good to know. Thanks for that bolster. Here's Thompson going deep again. There's Morris. Defense is there, but Morris has the catch. Complete inside the 10-yard line. What a grab by Morris.
Boy, it almost looked like the cornerback was going to catch up and knock that ball away at the last second, but just enough air under it by Thompson to get it all the way there, and a catch was made, and now Newcastle threatening to put this thing away.
Wow. What kind of numbers is Morris going to have by the end of the night?
Well, I mean, going to add on to the incredible numbers he has already.
What, 5 or 6 catches for 130, 140?
Oh, at least so far.
To check with our statistician during the halftime intermission. First down and goal. Thompson hands it off. Left side. They try to run it. They get it down to about the 2-yard line. Did not get in. Big number 78, Aiden Bryant, getting ready to check in for Newcastle on that offensive line. I'm going to guess they're going to run that right side.
Yep.
Since they're loading up over there. Got some big fellas.
Kay Thompson coming a little closer to line of scrimmage to make some sort of seal block. Let's see if Casey keeps this, though.
Motion near side. Give. Keeper. Thompson slices back for the end zone. There is a flag on the play. And I do not see any indication of a touchdown.
And he got in the end zone, which means that the referee knows it's a penalty on the offense because it was the ref that threw the flag that did not signal touchdown, even though Thompson got in.
Procedure is the call against Newcastle.
Just gives Thompson more room to throw now.
When I look ahead at their schedule, Newcastle, rest of the way, obviously Heritage Hall is a very formidable game. Clinton will be pretty tough. They always are, but I don't know that Clinton's as good as they normally have been. Elgin, Elk City, and Cache, they should be able to take those games, even though they're 0-4. You talk about them still winning many games before the season is out. Thompson takes the snap, looking to roll to his right. Engaged, but not taken down. Gets the great block, throws towards the end zone, goes right through the hands of Burdick's, and is incomplete.
Well, that ball should have been picked off. That should have been his second interception in the end zone. Great job to get away from the coverage, but just throws the ball in the territory. He had a ton of time once he broke the sack. But, you know, a lot of times you get panicked because you almost get sacked, but he had all day once he broke left. Sack that should have been finished for a large loss. And, yeah, you mentioned the schedule, Steve. You know, the unique thing about high school football, those first 3 weeks, other than for pretty numbers and figures, they mean absolutely nothing. It's essentially preseason football. The only games that matter are your last 7. Or if you're in 6A, your last 6.
Wade Sharp is checked in, wearing number 58 this week. Thompson looking over the middle, now throwing back. Pass is incomplete, intended for Cade Thompson. One of the offensive coaches is telling somebody that they were not where they were supposed to do or be in running that route. Clock stopped, 4:21 to go, 4th down.
Well, this is a big play in this game, a really big play. I know we're still early, but you get down 4 scores to this offense, it's probably a good night. But you can get a stop here, and you've got 4 minutes to go score. You figure out a way to make this 21-14 at the half, and you're right back in this, especially because Chickasha is getting the ball to start the second half. But first things first, you got to keep him out of the end zone here.
And a timeout taken by the Chicks. We'll keep it right here and see if we can't update you on some other scores from across the great state of Oklahoma. It is week 5 of the high school football season. McGinnis leading Guthrie there at the half. The Irish on top, 17-7.
Owasso, pick 6. Rams out in front, 20-6 in that ball game. That's pretty impressive right there.
Yeah, it is.
Let's see here what else I got.
Well, with Jenks only having the one win that they can claim so far for the season.
Yep.
I've seen Broken Arrow. They're okay. They're they're still obviously a very good team. And Union was a team that is as good as Union ever is, but not certainly one of the better Union teams that I've seen for a while. So maybe that opens up Class 6A a little bit more than what I had thought coming into the games this week. I had been warned by some of my Tulsa crew that, Owasso is for real. And apparently they're proving that tonight in their game against Union.
Sure. The thing, though, about that, and I don't want to dampen any hopes, we've seen teams get the better of Union and Jinx before in the regular season. Someone's got to do it in the playoffs. And now Owasso obviously has the talent and they have the coaching staff to do it, certainly. But the athletes still go to Jinx and Union, and you assume that as the season goes on, those teams would get better. So it'll be interesting to see what happens the rest of the night, but also as things go on down the road, some future opponents for these two teams playing. Elk City leads Clinton 21-7 in that one.
4th down for the Racers. They throw back of the end zone, and they get the touchdown that they were looking for.
Boy, wide open, too, Steve. A chance for Chickasha to make a big play, and instead, after the timeout, Thompson makes the big play to a wide open receiver. And Kendall Rogers with the catch. And, boy, I tell you what, it's an uphill battle from here on in for the Fighting Chicks.
Kendall Rogers, 6'2", 151, and a sophomore with the reception there. And the touchdown for the Racers. Snap is back. Kick is on the way. It is up, and it is good. So with 4:15 now left to go here in this first half of play, it's Newcastle on top. They lead it by a score of 35-7 here on your Oklahoma Ford Dealers Game of the Week. It's game time, and it's on Your View. We'll be back.
Oklahoma. It's in our name. We are Oklahoma Farm Bureau Insurance. We're here when skies are blue and when you need us most. We are where you are, with offices in all 77 counties. From our urban streets to our winding country roads, we've been protecting Oklahoma since 1946, so you can focus on what really matters. We're the same Farm Bureau you've always trusted, now even better.
Welcome back to Newcastle, everybody. The Racers back on the scoreboard. Good-looking pass there from Casey Thompson back of the end zone as he was able to find his wide receiver there, Kendall Rogers. And now the Racers have extended their lead to 35-7. Still have 4 minutes left to go here in this second quarter of play.
Yeah, and danger time here for the Chicks. They've got to find a way to get on the board before this half ends, or this thing could get out of hand quickly.
Here's the kickoff. Return up the middle, still on his feet, Larry Abram. And he'll get it out close to the 45-yard line.
So good field position for the Chicks as they try to find a way to get some points before the half to keep themselves somewhat in this ball game. They do get the ball to start the second half, so that's a bright spot for the Chicks.
So line of scrimmage at the 41. See what the Chicks choose to try here. Still good ways to go here in this second quarter of play. Man in motion, jet sweep coming near side. Gets a nice block, cuts it back, has first down yardage across midfield and into Newcastle territory.
Great job there, great piece of blocking, and we still see the Chicks' ability to run the football. They've shown that they are not afraid to run the football, and they have the ability to. The problem has been stacking that play after play after play versus just one or two good runs here and there.
So the Chicks move it across to the 46-yard line, 1st and 10. Trying to hang somewhat with this Newcastle ball club. Pitch to the right side. Thibodeau Benoit. He's going to get 11 yards on that carry and get another first down all the way down to the 35-yard line inside Newcastle territory.
And I know top billing goes to Casey Thompson, and rightfully so, but Steve, I've been extremely impressed with Thibodeau Benoit. He's run the ball very hard and a tough guy to bring down. I think he's somebody to, just keep in the back of your mind for a name over the next couple years here for Chickasha and in the state of Oklahoma.
And somebody took off early there on the far side of the field. Carlos Pando, their second leading receiver.
And there's a problem. You get yourself in a positive situation, and you make a silly penalty and put yourself back behind the sticks.
Caleb Lacefield, top of your screen. At the bottom, number 16 is Caleb Hunter. Thibodeau Benoit tries to get back most of that penalty yardage. Successful in getting about 4 of it back, but that'll still leave a second down and 11.
And again, the penalty is costly, so instead of having second down and 5 or 6, you've got second down and long. Don't mind Chickasha running the ball here. Don't allow that Newcastle offense to get the ball back and potentially find a way into the end zone.
Albright looking to run left side, not much there. Does what he can. Gets it to about the 35-yard line, just inside of that, but that's still going to leave third down and 10.
Yeah, it was run all the way, trying to use Thibodeau Benoit as a lead blocker there. Benoit unable to get too far out in front. And third and long upcoming for the visitors.
Thibodeau Benoit on the carry. And he'll get a couple of yards out of that, but probably not near what they wanted. That's still going to leave about a 4th and 7 situation.
Be interesting to see what they call here. On 4th and 7, when they stick with the run, they're moving quickly. Or will they try to throw the ball here?
Fourth down and 7. Albright looking down the middle. Oh, he hit the receiver right between the numbers, and he couldn't hang on.
Not sure if he heard footsteps or just what it was unable to get it. But Albright put the ball on the money, and unfortunately for the Chicks, it was not caught. Now with a minute 40 in decent field position, plenty of time for Casey Thompson and company to move this ball right back down the field.
I think the receiver Caleb Lacefield was letting the ball come to him instead of reaching out and grabbing it with his hands.
Yep.
And because it was right there. And falls incomplete. So the Racers take over. 1st and 10 at their own 32-yard line with a minute 40 left to go here before intermission. Thompson going to throw it out here to the near side.
There's nobody around.
Knocked out of bounds around midfield.
Morris just stayed home as the defense dropped. And as Thompson looked downfield, the defense backed up further and further, and he just throws it out. That ball was thrown behind the line of scrimmage, and it was 17 yards downfield before the first guy touched Morris.
Yeah. So he gets it right out to midfield. Had stopped the clock. Still a minute 31 left to go. Trips to the top of your screen for Newcastle. Thompson looking that way. Feels the pressure, now runs out and will get out of bounds. Pick up about 3 on the play.
Good job there to get out of bounds, not take a negative play, not take a sack. His team does have 3 timeouts left, so plenty of opportunity if he took a negative play, but great job there in clock awareness.
Racers looking to the sidelines. Deploy the offensive players to their positions with 5 on the play clock. Thompson, near side, caught. Morris, that's going to be
just short
of first down yardage.
Need to get all the way to the 40 to guarantee the first one. I think the sticks are just short of the 40, so if the ball is touching any part of the 40-yard line, it'll be a first down. I wouldn't be surprised with 3 timeouts to see a running play here on 3rd down.
Morris is slot left, top of your screen. The other Thompson, Cade, is in the slot, bottom of your screen. Casey's just going to run it. Straight up the gut, has the first down, still on his feet, making people miss. Finally pushed out of bounds, but not until he gets to the 23-yard line, and another first down for the Racers.
Easy play call there. Steve just spread the field out and allow Casey Thompson to find a hole, make some guys miss with elite athleticism. Say that 5 times fast. And inside the 25 are the Racers now with still 1:10 left on the clock.
From the Chickasha 24-yard line.
35-7. Racers scored the first 14 of the game. Chickasha answered back, made it 14-7, but then the next 3 scores in succession by Newcastle. Here's Thompson, pump fake, now going to throw to the corner for his brother, and it is complete. Touchdown, Newcastle, with 1 minute left to go here before halftime.
Great job there by the other Thompson, Cade, to allow that ball to come into him. He did not give it away early, so the defender couldn't put his arms up and deflect it. We talked about Chickasha giving up 40 points in 3 of their first 4, and it only took a half tonight for the Racers to get that. You have to imagine you'll see the Racers probably put the ball on the ground a little bit more in the second half. Probably won't see too much of Thompson's second half. Don't want to risk injury.
Sure.
In fact, he may be done for the night.
Extra point attempt with the snap back. Kick is on the way, and it is good. We've got exactly 1 minute left to go here before halftime. 42-7 our score. Newcastle on top of Chickasha on your Oklahoma Ford Dealers Game of the Week on Game Time right here on Your View.
Because practice pays off. Because it's better to give than to receive. Because there's no place like home. MidFirst Bank will always be true to your money, with innovative services that let you focus on what's most important. MidFirst Bank, true to your money.
Welcome back to Newcastle Racers. Pouring it on here tonight. Casey Thompson has now accounted for all 6 of the touchdowns?
Yes.
3 throwing. Or was it 4 throwing?
4 throwing, 2 rushing. He would have had 3 and 3, but it was called back, and then he ended up throwing it in on 4th down.
So again, leading the team that has yet to win a football game, looking more and more like they're going to get that win here tonight.
Certainly shaping up that way for sure.
High bounce on the far side of the field. Believe it goes out of bounds right at midfield, and that's where it'll be Chickasha football.
Well, at this point, if you're Chickasha, you just got to try to find some positive things to build on. Continue playing football, continuing to just try to, do the things that you work on in practice and see if you can find a way to get back in this game somehow.
So they're going to set the ball right down at midfield. And here come the Chicks as they break the huddle. Lacefield comes to the near side of the field. Albright wants the throw, goes up top. Incomplete. Think the receiver heard footsteps back there.
Yep.
And it falls incomplete.
Albright's on a couple of good balls today. They've hit the ground, but not necessarily his fault. That happens sometimes. But Albright's looked okay.
Here comes the running play to the near side. Another first down. Good run by Thibodeau Benoit. as he's going to get out of bounds finally at about the 37-yard line, a pickup of about 13-14 on the play.
And with no timeouts, big for him there to get out of bounds and allow another play.
So the Chicks trying to put something on the board here in the final 36 seconds remaining. Here's a quick little odd pass to Thibodeau Benoit. Makes one guy miss, lowers his head, gets first down yardage, stops the clock as he gets down to the 24-yard line. Clock stopped with 26 seconds left to go on the first down.
Pretty impressive quick drive here by the Fighting Chicks here. See if they can pay it off with 25 seconds. The clock begins to tick.
Quickly spikes the football.
He was under center for a couple seconds here. You got to get down there and snap that.
Yeah, 19 actually took 7 seconds off. See what they want to come up with here. Looking now at a second down and 10. Chicks would love to take something to the locker room with them of a positive nature. Albright, quick little comeback behind the receiver, but the receiver kind of...
Yeah, the timing was just off. Looked like Albright was thrown to a spot, and the receiver went a little too far downfield before he set his feet and got out of bounds.
So that'll bring up third down. Still haven't started the play clock. Here we go now. Don't know what the delay was for. Here come the Chicks. Third down, 10. Albright throws off the back foot.
Oh, man, dangerous throw, but it was there. It was a little high, but your receiver's got to come down with that pass right there.
9 seconds left to go now.
Fourth down and 10 here is I have to imagine with 9 seconds, no timeouts, this ball is going to the end zone. Now they're going to try a field goal here.
I'll be darned.
41-yarder, wow.
The field goal attempt from 41 yards out is a low line drive kick that is blocked and rolls out of bounds. So that one never came close to getting off the ground. They have zeros on the clock, and that is the final play of our first half. And it's all Newcastle after one half of football as they lead Chickasha. Our score 42-7 on your Oklahoma Ford Dealers Game of the Week. It's game time right here on Your View.
Oklahoma. It's in our name. We are Oklahoma Farm Bureau Insurance. We're here when skies are blue and when you need us most. We are where you are, with offices in all 77 counties. From our urban streets to our winding country roads, we've been protecting Oklahoma since 1946, so you can focus on what really matters. We're the same Farm Bureau you've always trusted, now even better.
It's the Great American Ford Sales Event. Get 0% for 60 months on the smartest, most capable trucks. America's best-selling brand and the best in Oklahoma. Plus, all first responders, active duty, and military veterans get $1,000 appreciation cash on top of all current offers. Like 0% financing for 60 months on F-Series, plus $1,000 appreciation cash. Hurry into your Oklahoma Ford dealer.
Because an open road is always calling your name. Because life is sweet. Because every moment counts. MidFirst Bank will always be true to your money. With convenient services that help you maximize the joys in life. MidFirst Bank, true to your money.
Get into something good, like Brahms Double Dip Hot Fudge Sundae.
Get into something good. Something good.
2 big dips of Brahms Premium Vanilla Ice Cream. Rich and creamy hot fudge. A shower of toasted almonds. Whipped cream and a cherry. Now you've got something good. A Double Dip Hot Fudge Sundae. Every day's a Sunday at your neighborhood Brahms.
Get into something good.
Halftime on Game Time is brought to you by the Oklahoma Farm Bureau, the same Farm Bureau you've always trusted, now even better. Tune in each week as we bring you some of the best players in the nation all fall long.
Welcome back to Newcastle, everybody. They are recognizing some of the members of the 1992 state championship football team. It's homecoming here tonight at Newcastle, so they're celebrating that. They're celebrating a 25th anniversary of a high school football team that won a state championship. And they're also celebrating a very good first half of football so far, Brian.
Yeah, 6 touchdowns responsible for by Casey Thompson, 4 of them through the air, 2 of them on the ground, and the offense has been clicking. We noted that Chickasha's defense has struggled this year, giving up 40 points in 3 of their first 4, make that 4 of their first 5. So the offense clicking for the Racers, the defense doing a better job than it's done in previous weeks, and Newcastle seems to be well on their way to their first victory of the season.
It's your Oklahoma Farm Bureau, Oklahoma Insurance, Farm Bureau Insurance halftime show, brought to you by the same Farm Bureau that you've always known and trusted, now even better. We'll take a timeout. We'll continue our halftime coverage, come back and take a look at some of the numbers and also some of the other scores from across the state right here on Your View when we come back.
Oklahoma. It's in our name. We are Oklahoma Farm Bureau Insurance. We're here when skies are blue and when you need us most. We are where you are, with offices in all 77 counties. From our urban streets to our winding country roads, we've been protecting Oklahoma since 1946, so you can focus on what really matters. We're the same Farm Bureau you've always trusted, now even better.
Hungry for pizza? Pick a pair. Mazio's medium one-topping pizzas are only $6.50 each. Pick your 2 favorite hot, fresh medium one-topping pizzas and get both for only $6.50 each. So go ahead, pick a pair. Only at Mazio's.
I love the American road.
It's the Great American Ford Sales Event. Get 0% for 60 months on the smartest, most capable trucks. America's best-selling brand and the best in Oklahoma. Plus, all first responders, active duty, and military veterans get $1,000 appreciation cash on top of all current offers. Like 0% financing for 60 months on F-Series, plus $1,000 appreciation cash. Hurry into your Oklahoma Ford dealer.
Because an open road is always calling your name. Because life is sweet. Because every moment counts. MidFirst Bank will always be true to your money. With convenient services that help you maximize the joys in life. MidFirst Bank, true to your money.
Welcome back to Newcastle, your Oklahoma Farm Bureau Insurance Company halftime show, brought to you by the same Farm Bureau you've always trusted, now even better. Newcastle having the best of it right now as they are out on top of Chickasha by a score of 42-7. We saw Casey Thompson have a very strong first half of play. Also his wide receiver Morris, who made a number of catches, and brother who caught a touchdown pass as well. So Racers seem to have it going on offensively. They've played well defensively, given for a couple of decent drives by Chickasha, one of those including the touchdown score that they do have on the night. So from a racer perspective, you hope that things are getting better as they get ready to make a stretch run, down the second half of this regular season.
Absolutely, a team that I think expects to be in playoff contention. Win tonight would go a long way, and as we mentioned, opportunities moving forward in district play for them. So certainly the offense looks better tonight. You're going to go against stouter defenses, though, moving forward. So hopefully they can build some confidence here. And if you're a racer perspective, and I think from a Chickasha perspective, Steve, they've moved the ball well. They haven't finished drives, but between the 30s, they've moved the ball well. So find a way to finish, and you can use some of that as confidence moving forward.
Cheer team on the field performing here for the folks at the halftime intermission. I'm pretty sure that the cheer season just ended up last weekend, or maybe coming to the final event this weekend, one of the two. Always a great time of year, and sometimes people forget that those guys are out there competing as well every single Friday night, not just the team itself, and that says the same thing for the band as well. The great atmosphere of Friday Night Lights in the great state of Oklahoma. Halftime right now, and it's Newcastle on top of Chickasha. They lead it by a score of 42-7. Your Oklahoma Farm Bureau Insurance Company halftime show brought to you by the same Farm Bureau that you've always trusted, now even better. Welcome back to Newcastle, everybody, as we get ready for second half play. Both teams have made their way back out to the field. They've gone through the mandatory 3-minute stretching routine required by the Oklahoma Secondary Schools Activities Association. So we're not too far away from getting the second half underway. Newcastle well in control, it would seem to be, leading Chickasha by a score of 42-7.
Yeah, you're absolutely right about that. Definitely in control. It'll be interesting to see how much playing time the first teamers get, and notably Thompson and a couple of his receivers. And interesting to see if they keep trying to score the ball, if they are happy just putting it on the ground and kind of getting out of here with the W. Obviously, point differential can come into a tiebreaker, but you can only get a certain number of points for that, and 35 is well over that number. So I would imagine if Chickasha keeps the ball in the end zone, you'd see Newcastle kind of packing in a little bit themselves.
All right, Racers will kick it off. Kick it away. Ball hits at about the 30-yard line. Bobbled, covered, and recovered for Chickasha right at about their own 30-yard line, and that's where they'll put it in play, 1st and 10.
We talked about Thibodeau Benoit in the first half a lot, and he's got over 100 yards of rushing. In fact, 107 yards rushing in the first half. So he has been the bright spot, and I know you're down. I know you're down big, and you got to score in a hurry, but you got to figure that he will be featured heavily as we move through this contest.
So the quarterback, Austin Albright, just a sophomore, looked pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
From what we saw in that first half, there's a running play to get things going. Not much going on that as he gets back to the line of scrimmage and not much more. Good look at the line for both the offense and the defense of the Newcastle Racers right there. No gain on the play. Here's a little swing pass. That was probably a lateral.
Mm-hmm.
And Thibodeau Benoit getting first down yardage as he just continues to make play after play.
And if that was a lateral, that will add to his rushing statistic. 10 more there. Give him to 117 on the night. So he has certainly been the bell cow for this Fighting Chick offense.
So another set of downs for Chickasha. Fake the quick pass, quarterback keeper, and he's going to go backwards. Thrown down to the ground. Can't really make out exactly who it was.
Tough to see those blue numbers on the black.
Yeah.
Even with the white trim, it makes it a little more difficult at night.
Wade Sharp is who gets credit with that tackle, number 58. No gain on the play, and that'll bring up 2nd down and 10. Opening drive for Chickasha. Here's the pass caught by Burdex. He'll get about 6.
Well, running the swing pass is interesting in the first half. I know sometimes you make adjustments, but that's a pretty simple pass. It's interesting to me that they wouldn't have tried that pass in the first half.
3rd down, about 5.5, maybe 6 yards. And they want to talk about it. So they take a timeout. Still with 10:18 left to go here in this third quarter of play. We're just underway. Chicks and the Newcastle Racers. Great facility they built here several years ago now.
Yep.
Seemed like it was, just a couple years ago, but now the time has added up. And
new gym as well. Really nice facility. So all the athletics facilities. They had a lot of success there in the last couple of years under Coach Bowles before Brinkman got the job. But there for several years under Coach Bowles, it was always them and Tuttle that were vying for that top spot and teams that could potentially run deep in the playoffs. And, of course, every now and again you had Blanchard. But really the Tri-Cities were very, very good at football. Then you had the Spangler years at Bridge Creek. But, Newcastle for several years was a real contender in their class. And just over the last couple of years, that's kind of faded a bit. But certainly they've got the talent this year to do some things if they can keep this offense rolling.
So 3rd and 4 for the Chicks from their own 48-yard line. Running play for the quarterback straight ahead, and he'll get first down yardage.
Yep.
Cross midfield. and into Newcastle territory.
Interesting timeout call there by Newcastle this early in the second half, and especially with the lead they have, but I guess assuming they won't need them later in the game. Always can find a coaching moment, Steve, whether you're up 35 or you're down 35.
Absolutely. As they come to the line of scrimmage. First down. And they throw to a vacant spot that time, incomplete.
I'm sure he's not listening, but congratulations to our normal producer, Bobby, who got married. I can't imagine that he's listening on his honeymoon to Newcastle and Chickasha, but if he is, Bobby, congrats, man. And, of course, the boss, Mark Jeffrey's doing a great job filling in for him.
Bobby Rose enjoying the time. Mexico?
Well, they've got the internet in Mexico.
Here's the pass behind the receiver. Really couldn't get his feet turned properly. It's short and incomplete.
Might be some Chickasha fans around wishing they were in Mexico right now.
Yeah, it's been all Newcastle here tonight.
Absolutely.
Third down and 10 coming up for the Chicks. Still plenty of time on the play clock. 3 receivers, top of your screen. Now Benoit heads out that way as well. Gets the reception and then fights forward. Got more out of it than I thought he would. Got 4 or 5, actually.
Well, he's got really good vision. Great job cutting, and he always falls forward. I believe that might have been another lateral, so I think more on the rushing yards for Benoit. But fourth down and 6 coming up. So be interesting if they don't pick it up to see what Newcastle's offense will do. If they'll continue with the foot on the gas, or if they'll kind of maybe they'll have one drive where they put another touchdown on to stay sharp out of the half and then back off a hair.
4th and 6, pass over the middle, caught. First down inside the 25, down to about the 23-yard line. Reception made there by Larry Abram, 5'9" senior, wide open, running down the middle of the field.
Just a seam route. They sent Benoit again out in the flat. Linebacker stepped up to cover Benoit because he's gotten the ball the last 6 times, and wide open over the seam was Abrams in the easy completion and down to the 22-yard line.
Good play call there by Chickasha. Get the big first down, keep the drive alive. Abram goes slot left side. Carlos Pando, top of your screen. Quarterback run. Albright, keeper up the middle. Penalty flag thrown by the side judge here, or the line judge.
Got to imagine that's going to be holding. Rare to see a line judge, though, from the sideline call holding on the interior of the line.
Went straight to talk to the referee.
Yeah, that's, being an old basketball coach, you always talk about your area. That wouldn't seem to me to be his area on that play, but either way, he makes the call.
And it's against Chickasha. So they'll march it back the other way. 8:33, we're left to go here in the third quarter of play. Just a beautiful night weather-wise.
It's hard to cool off a little bit out there, which just makes it real football weather.
Right. Well, it is almost October.
Where's the time gone?
Tell you.
Goodness.
Official practice starts Monday.
Mark Jeffrey is a former basketball coach telling us that practice starts Monday for high school hoops. College basketball, and of course the Thunder training camp started.
Penalty flag comes out right there at the end. Going to be interference, I would assume, against the defense, but
I think so too. Never turned around.
So it is against the defense there. And so that will negate the negated penalty. As now we walk back the other way.
Should be a first down.
Spotted right down at the 12-yard line. That will be enough for the first down, and will give them first down and 10. They can score, or rather they can get a first down without getting a touchdown. Albright sends a man in motion, keeps it himself, slips a tackle at the line of scrimmage, fights and gets into the end zone for the touchdown. Albright not to be denied. Couple guys had a shot at him, but nobody could really grasp onto him.
Albright looks like he's hurt too. Grasping at maybe his arm or his rib cage. He's asking to come out again. Maybe it's his shoulder. Yeah, his shoulder's hanging down. So it looks like maybe his left shoulder popped out, or that's something you can pop back in. But man, he's looked good tonight for a sophomore. Steve, you mentioned it. It certainly hadn't been his fault. He's thrown some good balls that were dropped and had some nice running plays.
Extra point snap is back. Kick is on the way, and it is good. So the clock is stopped. 7:42 left to go here, third quarter. Chickasha back on the board. They trail it 42-14 here in your Oklahoma Ford Dealers Game of the Week.
Because practice pays off. Because it's better to give than to receive. Because there's no place like home. MidFirst Bank will always be true to your money, with innovative services that let you focus on what's most important. MidFirst Bank, true to your money.
Newcastle trotting back out on the field after a Chickasha touchdown. Chicks have gotten back on the board. Still trail 42-14. 7:42 left to go here in this third quarter of play. Some of the folks are starting to gather up their belongings and head for the exits.
Yeah, it was probably 82 to 85 degrees when they left the house. If they didn't check the weather, forget this time of year, it tends to cool off when that sun goes down. And the combination of a 28-point game and some chill in the air, maybe although, heck, probably live close enough they can get home and get a jacket before Newcastle gets the ball back.
Sure. Chicks are set to kick it away. High short kick, left side, taken at about the 32-yard line, reversing field, coming back towards the middle. Wrapped up in a good open field tackle on special teams there by number 3, Caden Stevenson, the freshman. And Newcastle will start at 1st and 10 from about their own 32-yard line.
Maybe the quickest game of the week. Carl Albert has already beaten Guyman tonight. Less than 2 hours it took to play that game. It'll take them longer to get home than it did to play the football game.
What was the final score?
62-0.
I wonder if they had the clock running that second half.
It wouldn't surprise me, yeah. That's kind of what I was thinking too.
Boy, the Titans, they just, you talk about a team that just reloads each year. And that Dadrion Taylor, if you've not seen him for Carl Albert, what a running back he is.
Yep. McGinnis has one themselves in the sophomore Dominic Richardson.
Yeah, he's really good too.
You know, I coached him in AAU basketball, Steve. I'll tell you a quick story. He wasn't, you know, he's an athlete. And, you know, we went all over the country. Our team was a pretty good little team. Finished runner-up one year in the national tournament. But anyway, I only say that to let you know we played against some supreme talent. I never one time saw a better athlete. There might have been better basketball players, but there was never, ever a kid that was faster and could jump more and had the athletic tools he has. And he's showing them off this year. I had over 300 yards rushing twice and 270 another time. So he's got, and you know, the best thing about him, he is a yes sir, no sir, quiet, hard worker. Heck, it's hard to get him to talk, let alone give him.
Thompson throws the near side pass, caught by Morris. Nice move by Morris. He gets the first down yardage, and then a flag is dropped right at the end of the play. That may be also added on against Chickasha. We'll have to see.
Think it's too late to get the boss to switch our game next week to Carl Albert and McGinnis?
I'll have to put a request in for that and see. Yeah, we featured Richardson a couple times on the highlight show, and he's been on there the last couple of weeks. It seems like he's got 3 or 4 long touchdowns in every game.
I know the ADs for both schools, Mark. We can probably get it done. I know been informed it'll be on the air in other places. So our crew will be in Minco next week.
Small town football next week.
Crossings Christian and the Minco Bulldogs.
The Knights.
They are fired up.
Ready for our arrival, huh? Did you request only blue and orange M&Ms in the press box, or could probably put together the list like the rock stars do?
Running play, Thompson pulled it, and nobody noticed that he kept the football. He's going down the sideline. Nice run by Thompson, taken down well out of bounds, and they're going to add some yardage onto that after the run and then the ensuing penalty.
That was a long way away from us, and it looked like the tackle was starting to be made in the field of play. It's kind of one of those deals where the defender was already on the ground, and then Thompson kind of rolled over him and fell. It didn't look like the hit was late. I mean, you know what I mean? It's kind of one of those deals where they were just already, they were tangled up, and so Thompson went down. I don't know that the – and that's what the coach tried to tell him. Hey, the tackle started in phase. He didn't throw him down. It was just simply where they were already tangled up. But they're going to call it, and 15 more, and not that Newcastle needs the help tonight, that's for sure.
Momentum took him out, I guess is what they're going to tell you.
Yep.
So line of scrimmage now at about the 18-yard line for the Racers. Casey Thompson's had a big, big night tonight. Have they had any handoffs to anybody else run the ball besides
one
the
play.
quarterback?
He handed off one time earlier in the game.
I don't think I've ever seen that before. Here's a throw, near side again, caught, and racing for the end zone, into the end zone, and another touchdown for the Newcastle Racers.
Flag down.
Hold on.
Speaking of teams in this district, we talked about earlier in the rivalry game down southwest, Cash up on Elgin 14-6.
So they're going to bring that back. Illegal procedure going to be the call against the Racers.
The brothers Stoops themselves tonight, Steve, have 6 of 9 Norman North touchdowns.
9?
Yeah, they had 62 at the half. Points, that is, not touchdowns. That'd be a record.
That would be a record. Wow.
One of my favorite Sports Center lines.
Kenny Mayne.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is good.
His 53rd home run, not tonight. That'd be a record. Always makes me chuckle.
Thompson dropping the throw now as we're back to the action after the penalty. Throws for the corner here. This one's going to be incomplete.
All day, and really lucky the defensive back slipped, because if the defensive back doesn't slip, he was the closest one to the ball. So it'll be second down. I wonder what that procedure was. I wonder if not enough men on the line of scrimmage. Of course, you don't get the explanation from the referees in high school, but my guess is for them not to – there was no one in motion, so for them not to stop the play, it had to be some sort of illegal formation.
So the Racers break the huddle once again from the Chickasha 22-yard line. Thompson dropping the throw. Here comes the blitz over the middle. Pass is caught inside the 5-yard line, stumbling ahead to about the 3.
Well, I know why Morris has so many yards receiving. They've got a lot of him be yak yards after catch, because he is slithery. He's
really
fast,
is.
but, man, he's changing direction. The first guy really brings him down. I mean, that looked like that should have been tackled at the 7, and he got down to the 3. And he is obviously extremely athletic young man.
Racers trying to punch it in for another score. Good look at the Newcastle offense. Casey Thompson is your captain. Thompson takes the snap. Flag comes out. Thompson lofting it for the end zone, overthrown, but where the flag was thrown is going to lead you to believe it's going to be against Newcastle.
Yeah, probably a holding call in the backfield is Thompson eluded the rushers. So it'll be first and goal from the 13. Or actually, I think it's a spot. Is it from the spot of the foul? If so, it'll be first and goal from near the 20. They're backing up away. It looks like they're going to go, boy, first and goal from the 22. But heck, the way this offense goes, that might behoove.
Yeah.
Because that just gives them more room to run those receivers around.
There's a look at the guys in the backfield there. Number 12 is Jackson Missy. Thompson is your quarterback. Number 19 in the slot. Top of your screen is Kendall Rogers. Jacob Morris, he's the go-to guy, number 18, as Thompson drops the throw. Looking right side, throw a little too much on it, incomplete. A little high, a little too hot, and incomplete.
Yeah, first time we've really seen him misfire on an underneath or over the middle type route. And a little high. It'll be second down and goal from the 23.
Offensive lineman waiting to go to work. Thompson walks up, shares the play with everybody, and we're all set to go. Also in the backfield there is Thomas Donahue, number 6. He starts early.
Didn't call it.
Yeah, I don't see a flag. I can't believe that. The pass, meantime, is incomplete.
Well, he started early, but he leaned. He was leaning and falling, which made it even more obvious that he started early. Usually the ref doesn't miss that one. Nope, they did call it. Okay.
Somebody did catch it. Okay.
Just didn't hear the whistles. So second and goal now from the 27. This is getting close to the territory. I was at the Cotton Bowl a couple years ago when Kansas State and Arkansas played, and there was a 3rd and 46.
Wow.
I think Ray was I took a picture of the scoreboard because it's something you may never see again. But they didn't move him back, so that's weird. Maybe, they declined it because it had been illegal. Maybe they called illegal motion and not false start, and that's why Chickasha was able to decline it.
So it's still 3rd and goal, but now from the 22. Thompson looking left, looking, now throwing. Over the middle, Cade Thompson has it at about the 7-yard line. They try to jump on his back. He was going to take 5 or 6 for a ride there.
Pretty lucky there wasn't a hold call. The left defensive end got around the edge, and the right tackle grabbed him by the back of the jersey and slung him down. So 4th and goal from the 7-yard line here. Wouldn't be surprised to see maybe Thompson keep this. He's been successful inside the 10 rushing the football, and Chickasha is definitely going to be looking pass.
Donahue's number 6 back there with him. Thompson from the shotgun. Looks over the field. Looks right. Now coming back left. Firing, corner of the end zone, incomplete.
Chickasha gets a stop. Unfortunately, a lot of clock was eaten up, but the Chicks get a stop, and just over 4 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. They'll get the ball back and have a lot of green grass in front of them.
See who the kicker is going to be here for.
That was 4th down. It's turnover on downs.
Oh, it was?
Yeah.
So it's Chickasha football.
Correct.
As I get back to the action. Albright clears the middle, tried to throw in that vacant spot, incomplete.
Had a man, so Albright, whatever was ailing him as he went off after scoring that last touchdown, they got it put back in place, literally and maybe figuratively.
Yeah, because when he was hanging, it was hanging loose.
Yep.
Second down and 10 now.
That one hurt a lot more in the morning than it did tonight.
Pitch left side. Looking for some running room, dashing and darting, just not much there. Maybe a yard on the carry.
Great job by the defense to string that out, and eventually a lane had to be picked and made a tackle. Norman North has 70 points to start after they scored to start the third quarter.
Wow. Mustang started off 2-0, then lost their last two, and apparently taking it on the chin tonight.
Yep.
Here's a little swing pass to the far, coming near side.
Well, he just runs people over.
How about that? Stepped out of bounds.
Thibodeau Benoit has been very impressive tonight. For all of the things that haven't gone great for Chickasha, he's been the lone bright spot for sure.
He's going to be shy of first down yardage.
Not by much. Figure if you give it to him 2 more times, he'll pick it up. Union just missed a field goal, so that game's still 20-20.
Good contest.
Owasso and Union, yeah, absolutely.
Clock is stopped.
Fourth
and one.
I thought that was second down. That's right, the incompletion on first down.
Albright barks the count, sends the running back in motion, tries to keep it himself, is hit, and I don't think he got it.
Nope.
Brian doesn't think so either. That's a pretty good stick there.
Yeah, great stick. Got in the hole. And all Albright has to do is lean forward, fall forward, and they don't let him. And so the ball goes right back to the Racers. I'm trying to see, and Casey Thompson is back on the field. So, and as we speak, Union immediately intercepts Owasso, so they'll get the ball near midfield. That's a heck of a ball game out there. Cash answers the drive. It's 21-6 now, Cash over Elgin. Did we mention one of these teams plays either Cash or Elgin next week? Is that right?
I think so.
Yeah.
So Thompson at the quarterback spot. Line of scrimmage about the 16-yard line as Thompson throws near side to Cade Thompson. He's going to get pushed out of bounds at about the 10-yard line. Clock is stopped now. 2:47 left to go here in this third quarter of play. Thanks for joining us tonight for your Oklahoma Ford Dealers Game of the Week. We call it Game Time, and it's right here on Your View. Second down, Thompson. Handoff. Running back got through the line and then kind of tripped up around the 5, fell forward to the 4-yard line. And that'll be enough for a first down and make it 1st and goal for the Racers. Still 2:33 left to go here in this third quarter of play. Thompson tells Donahue where he wants him there in the backfield, right at about the 10-yard line. Thompson going to keep it, try the left side, hit, stuck, and driven back. Nice job defensively by the Chicks to keep Casey Thompson out of the end zone.
No surprise there that Thompson kept it, as he obviously has looked to call his own number in scoring situations. So 3rd and goal from the 2. Imagine we'll see 2 more plays on the ground. Keeps it, he's going to score.
Thompson going to walk in, fake the handoff to Donahue, and now a flag comes out.
Late hit in the end zone. At what point do teams stop biting for the fake handoff as Thompson continues to keep it himself? I mean, you got to, if they're not going to hand it off, don't even respect it. I'm sure it's more, muscle memory and
sure.
But tell you what, it's obvious that he's looking to keep it more than he's looking to hand it off.
Yeah.
Force of habit was what I was looking for. Be interesting to see if Thompson comes back out for the 4th quarter. Back up 35. The nail wasn't already in the coffin. It is now.
Yeah. Yeah, 15 is the most points you can get, plus
Sure.
or minus. So they're well on their way to accomplishing that feat.
Timeout Chickasha here.
Huh.
Interesting.
Hard to figure. Know that Altus has extended their lead. They continue, as they're now up by a score of 35-7. You guys got any other games, by all means?
Well, I do have some more. Let me load them up here. I know that Lawton was beating Putnam City 27-14 in one of the few close games of the week. Midwest City blowing out Deer Creek 56-7. Westmore killing at Memorial 52-21.
What was that one?
52-21 Westmore over Edmond Memorial.
Have you seen Westmore yet?
No, I have not.
I've not seen him in person. I've seen a lot of highlights and knew the hype that came in to build them up. But, man, you've got a quarterback, a 3-year starter returning.
Mm-hmm.
You've got 2,000-yard running backs in the backfield. Wide receivers that are basketball athletic. Demarie Vick, I'm sure is a name you recognize
Yes.
from the hoop circuit. And then James Palmer, who went out midway last year with an Achilles injury, and he is back. And then you throw in Bray Walker, who transferred from Southmore over to Westmore on the offensive line as one of the top recruits in the entire state. So the extra point is no good. And now it's Newcastle leading Chickasha 48-14 on your Oklahoma Four Dealers Game of the Week.
Get into something good, like Brahms Double Dip Hot Fudge Sundae.
Get into something good. Something good.
2 big dips of Brahms Premium Vanilla Ice Cream. Rich and creamy hot fudge. A shower of toasted almonds. Whipped cream and a cherry. Now you've got something good. A Double Dip Hot Fudge Sundae. Every day's a Sunday at your neighborhood Brahms.
Get into something good.
Welcome back to Newcastle. The Racers, they are racing up and down the field tonight, on top now by a score of 48-14.
Well, we talked about, we wondered if that would be the end of Casey Thompson. He's got his helmet off, and it looks like the backup quarterback is down there warming up. That's number 11.
Tyler Moore.
Yeah, Tyler Moore. There he is. So Tyler Moore warming up, and so imagine we'll see the second string for most of the way here for Newcastle. Working on the quarterback center exchange.
There's the kickoff, short, middle of the field.
There's a hole. Closed quickly, though.
Got a return out across. He's still on his feet. Gets out to about the 26-yard line.
Thibodeau Benoit is catching a cramp over there, which is not good since he's been the only offense.
Yeah, he kind of limps to the sidelines. He's really had an outstanding game. He's been their one bright spot.
Sure.
Albright has played well. He's their quarterback in there at number 8. Albright going to keep it. Race to the corner. Good job defensively coming up and making the play for Newcastle. Number 12 is Jackson Missy.
Well, an opportunity for both Newcastle especially to get some young guys out there, get some experience. Looks like most of the first-string defensive guys in, but I'd imagine this would be their last possession for some of them. I mean, I know at a school this size you don't have a luxury of a full second string, but you can mix and match some guys, get some guys some possessions off. And make sure you keep guys fresh and as you hammer into district play here.
Jet sweep to the far side of the field, getting some nice yardage. Going to be about 3 shy of the first down.
Benoit has not been back on the field since going off with that cramp on the kickoff.
Look for him. If able, you know that he would be back out there. I think I see him walking the sidelines right now. Nope, that's not him.
Yeah. That should be the end of the third quarter. It is.
So the end of the third quarter has come, and we will step aside. Come back with fourth quarter action on your Oklahoma Ford Dealers Game of the Week. Newcastle leading Chickasha 48-14 right here on Game Time.
It's the Great American Ford Sales Event. Get 0% for 60 months on the smartest, most capable trucks. America's best-selling brand and the best in Oklahoma. Plus, all first responders, active duty, and military veterans get $1,000 appreciation cash on top of all current offers. Like 0% financing for 60 months on F-Series, plus $1,000 appreciation cash. Hurry into your Oklahoma Ford dealer.
Welcome back to Newcastle as we get ready to start the fourth and final quarter here. Brian Burchell, Steve Marshall, Mark Rogers, the rest of the crew here.
Mark Rogers.
What did I say? Mark Rogers. Mark Jeffries.
Mark Rogers is going to ask for a paycheck for saying he was here. I can promise you that.
Yes, he will.
Oh. We're getting ready for the state basketball tournament.
So it'll be Newcastle football. Sorry, Chickasha football with a third down and about 4. Albright looking to throw and just short of the necessary yardage. Try to throw it out there to Abram. Incomplete, and that'll bring up a fourth down situation.
He had Abram open, just underthrew him a hair, and be fourth down and 3 in a game that is separated by 34 points. Steve, we had 34 points. We have yet to see a punt. We will not see one here.
4th and 3. Looks left, looks right, throws,
Good
complete. On time, and that'll be enough for the first down. Good job out there, good execution. Caleb Hunter, 5'10 junior, on the receiving end of that pass for the first down.
Great job on the time around. Looks right, looks left. Hits, as you mentioned, his man on the quick button hook route. Cornerback was there, but just a better throw and timing.
Trips to the right this time. Going up top, going for a lot more yardage. Flag, no flag. Looked like he was trying to come back on that ball, and the defender would not let him, but no flag. Probably necessary on that one. The pass is incomplete.
Yeah, ball well underthrown. Looked like it was hand fighting both ways, so no reason to throw it, and they don't.
So 2nd down and 10. Chicks break the huddle. Just underway here, fourth quarter action. Quick pass out there in the slot is caught. Loose football, fumbled, and it's going to be recovered by Newcastle. That ball popped out, sailed 6-7 yards in the air. Couldn't see whose feet it ended up at, but he just fell on the football. I believe
Zach
it was
Munoz, number 85.
Yeah,
the safety. Just an effort play there, trying to leap a guy, and when the running back tried to jump over the defender, a helmet was put right on the ball as he gingerly walks off and fell right at the feet of Newcastle, and the second string offense on the field for the Racers.
So we'll have to do our best to try and keep up with all the different and new players that are in the lineup. That would include number 21, Cody Cox. Number 22 is Braxton Ashmore. He's in the lineup now. And your quarterback is Tyler Moore.
Running back stays the same, but he may get some carries now.
See how the Racers want to play it. Moore is the quarterback out of the shotgun. He's going to keep it on the running play and get about 7 yards. Well, that's what the Racers want to do. Keep the clock rolling, keep the ball moving.
That's what we want the Racers to do, keep the clock rolling. You know, when I heard they started 0-4, Steve, I was pretty surprised. And watching them tonight, there's certainly some things you wonder about. But with their ability to score quickly, it's surprising that they've struggled to be 0-4. Like I said, the only thing I can think of is if, you know, the offense just hasn't been in sync, it obviously causes some issues. They've had a ton of time tonight, maybe not have that much time in every game. But, boy, with the weapons they have. And it's not so. It'd be one thing if they were losing, 44-35 and 38-27, but they're losing. They're losing by 2 and 3 and 4 scores, which is, surprising with the way their offense plays.
Time out of the field right now with 10:41 to play, 48-14 is our score. Individually, we mentioned the rest of the schedule for these two clubs. Let me tell you exactly who they are playing next week. For Newcastle, their contest next week, as I continue to search, will be at Elgin. That's who Newcastle will play.
Yep.
And then for Chickasha's part, they will play and host Cash. So both teams have winnable contests.
See if I can get an update on that Elgin and Cash game. Searching for it here. Looks like Owasso leads 27-20 at the end of the third quarter.
Edmond North leading Southmore 14-7. Westmore 55. Edmond Memorial 21. Sand Springs over Yukon 26-21. It's Santa Fe 50 and Norman High 10. And Jenks leading Broken Arrow by a score of 20-13. And the score you've been talking about all night, Norman North 70, Mustang 17.
McGinnis finished off Guthrie.
It was a nice running or screen pass. It's going to gain a bunch of yards.
It was a broken play.
We do have a flag, though.
Okay. It was a broken play. Maybe a receiver downfield.
Could be.
I mean, lineman downfield. Looked like someone thought it was a run and someone thought it was a pass.
So flag here on the near side and then also in the middle of the field. Don't know if those are related, the same.
We will find out soon.
They talk it over, break it down. Come over, explain it to head coach Jeff Brickman.
Casey Thompson tonight, Steve, 17-31, 342, 4 touchdowns to the air. 12 carries, 98 yards, and 3 touchdowns on the ground. So pretty good night.
And really, I mean, he's had some big plays, but 440 yards offense? I would have never guessed it to be that much. Mainly because I guess 3 or 4 of those throws were 40-plus yards.
So Union was about to score to tie it up and fumbled on the 2-yard line.
Wow.
Yep. And they were going to take the lead. The fumble was returned 97 yards for a touchdown by Owasso. That's how they went up to take the lead 27-20.
Holy cow.
Yeah. Millwood continuing to roll. They're beating CHA 36-12 at the end of 3. And in the scoring contest of the evening, Lawton Mack leading El Reno 50-35 at the end of 3 quarters.
Wow.
Did you catch what those penalties were? I'm sorry, I was looking at scores.
Both penalties were against the offense.
Okay.
So they mark off the one of greater importance as far as the defense is concerned.
You mentioned earlier Wagner. They tie Ada's record tonight with their 42nd consecutive win.
Wow.
42 in a row for Wagner.
So that's large school, obviously, because Morrison had, 88? And
correct.
Maybe somebody even had low 90s. It might have been.
Did Shattuck have a streak that was in the mid to 30-40 range?
You could be right on the money there. Big hit. Right after he got the first down. Big collision.
I know Shattuck went at least 3 years. I only know that my boss, in my college job, my boss's wife was from Shattuck. So he used to always go to the games. I just remember there
Gotcha.
at least 2 or 3 years they were undefeated.
Oh, yeah.
In a row and won the state tournament. That should be a first down. It looks like, yeah, they're going to give it to him.
Number 51, Lloyd Gibbons, little gimpy getting off the field, 6-foot junior.
That may be a concussion. That was head-to-head. Yeah, he's bending over, too, and the training staff running to him. Don't want to speculate there. That may very well be a headache over there. So clock continued to wind, Steve. We're inside 10 minutes to go. Could not get an Elgin and Cash update, but those two teams will take on the two clubs playing tonight.
Running play this time, left side, good enough for 5-6 yards. Newcastle been able to move the football here tonight. A lot of excitement in the Newcastle area with the arrival of course, Thompson, but he's a senior. His younger brother is a junior. He'll be expected to return next year. Brickman as the head coach. Some of the other assistants that came with him over from Southmore and other places. Keeper for the quarterback. Left side. Takes the hit. Gets the first down.
Sorry, go ahead.
And is stopped right there at the 25.
He's not afraid to deliver a blow. That was the second time he's run the ball and lowered his shoulder and run a defender over. This guy wanting to get every inch he can get when he's on the field.
Not a very big guy, but
Nope.
He's not afraid. Stick his nose in there, that's for sure. They list him at 6 foot, 200 pounds. I don't think that's the case. Could be wrong. Handoff, straight up the middle. Inside the 20, that's Donahue.
The big boys up front for Newcastle starting to wear down Chickasha. You get down 34 points. Kind of been beaten up all night now. The running holes are starting to get larger and larger for the Racers.
Well, when you look at that disparity between those two lines, yeah, you can see Newcastle's a lot bigger. Second down, keeper, Moore again. He's got enough for a first down as he gets inside the 15 to about the 14-yard line. New set of downs coming up for the Racers.
Well, we wondered about the run. The clock has continued to run on this drive, even after now they finally stopped on the first down. I was going to say it looked like maybe they were going to let the clock run. And now it will start to run again.
7.5 minutes left to go. Keeper again, Moore inside the 10, down to about the 9-yard line. A lot of guys seeing some action here tonight for both these squads. Homecoming night here for the Racers. Also celebrating that 1992 football team that won the state championship. Brought some of those guys back, recognized them at halftime. Nice gesture. Got 10 on the play clock. Keeper, and there goes Moore into the end zone for a touchdown. He's not to be denied. He doesn't care what the score is. He's playing like it's tied up, and he's getting in the end zone for the first time of his life as he gets the 6 points there to increase the lead now to 54-14 with the extra point to come.
Yeah, when you're a backup and you get chances to go in the game, you're not looking at it as an opportunity to go in and kill the clock. You're looking as an opportunity to go in and have some success and prove yourself. And so Moore took it upon himself to march his team down the field. He gets him in the end zone. And a good job for the second string.
Snap is back. Good job by the holder. Gets it down. Kick is good. And so we stand at 55-14. It's Newcastle on top of Chickasha 6:38 to play here on your Oklahoma Ford Dealers Game of the Week. It's game time, and it's right here on Your View.
Because every great accomplishment takes courage. Because one person can't do it all. Because dreams are worth chasing. MidFirst Bank will always be true to your money. With proven services that support all of your endeavors. MidFirst Bank, true to your money.
We're back at Newcastle. There you see our score, 55-14. Racers on top of the Fighting Chicks. It's been pretty much all Racers here this evening. Casey Thompson with the big night. Defense has played well. Morris has had a big game from the wide receiver spot.
Yep. Casey Thompson's had a couple nice catches and a touchdown.
Here comes the kickoff after the touchdown for Southmore. Punch it all over for Newcastle. I knew I was going to call him Southmore before the night was over.
You've done so good.
So close.
You were so close. That's right. I said Kingfisher earlier. That Vegas Gold threw me off, and we had Kingfisher a couple weeks ago. They actually look just like the Washington Huskies is actually who Chickasha looks like. In uniform only, obviously.
Sure. So out of bounds, and they'll spot it right at the 38-yard line, 1st and 10. Chicks still with 6:38 left to go here in this contest. Don't forget, you can always go back and look at the replays of our games of the week on Your View. Chicks with the football. Albright pitches to the right side. Tackled after a gain of about 3.
I'm not sure if it's a product of the score or the injury, but Thibodeau Benoit has not been back on the field, and my guess is his night's probably done at this point. Looks like Abdul there is shaken up on that tackle, and he limps off. So, well, that was number 1. That's Abram, sorry.
Second down and 7. Just beyond the 40-yard line for the Chicks. Running play, nice hold. Still hadn't been touched all the way into the secondary across midfield. Nice run there. Big hole opened up for Hassan Burdix.
Great job there. Big hole opened up. Some of the holes we saw earlier in the game. Burdix hit the hole hard. Burke's done a pretty good job tonight in the few carries he's gotten when Abram has been out for rest or whatever the case may be, and he found some success there. Burke also has done a pretty decent job on defense.
Goes in motion here. Takes the little slip pass. And he'll get inside the 30-yard line. He's still playing, still fighting.
Good read there. The cornerback tried to jump the route. The running back gets the kick-out block. Burdick catches it and cuts it up inside and picks up a nice gain and another first down. Is Chickasha looking to get one more on the board before they head down I-44?
Right side, Albright looking for a hole. Dances to the outside, cuts it back. Nice run.
Great run.
Got first down yardage and then some. And it's funny, you said traveling back down I-44, and since I live just across the highway from Newcastle, I can't help but think that every spring all that stuff always seems to come through Chickasha, through Newcastle, and right into my backyard.
You are in what they call Tornado Alley, my friend.
Yes. More so than people would ever want to know. Been like a mile and a half on either side both times that it's come our way. Chicks trying to salvage something from the night. Burdick's handoff, kind of swimming his way back towards the middle of the field.
Pretty impressive win in the collegiate ranks tonight for Miami, ranked 14th in the country. They go on the road and beat Duke, who's been pretty gamey this year, 31-16. And, of course, I think an interesting game tonight will be on late, USC and Washington State. That'll be good to watch when we get home, get out of here.
Chick still trying to get in that end zone at least one more time. Running play left side, inside the 5, down to about the 3 to the 2-yard line.
Pretty close to a first down. Looks like just short, but they are able to pick up a first down.
Albright shaking that wrist, that hand.
Yeah, but he
got
wants an
stepped on or something.
Nearing the 3.5-minute mark.
See Albright still clenching that left hand. As Burdick's off to his right, and whistle blow.
Yeah, he had trouble catching that snap there because it was off to his left side, and he's still grabbing that left wrist or hand.
Offside's the call against Newcastle.
That'll be a first down.
Clock stopped, 3:29 left to go here tonight. See what the Fighting Chicks come up with here. Albright, the quarterback. As he gets set to take the snap from center, and we have more whistles. The line judge here on the near side having conversation with the Newcastle bench. Picks up the flag.
Sideline warning, maybe?
Yeah, that's what I was going to guess.
They called offsides again. Well, they say you can always go halfway closer and closer, but you can never quite get there. The old math thing.
Here's a cut back to the inside. Does not get really even close.
Looks like some sort of option play, but you mentioned great job there by the Newcastle defense to penetrate the line and get in the backfield and make a tackle as we hit the 3-minute mark in this one, Steve.
Final 3 minutes left to go. Newcastle safely in front, going to claim their first victory of the season. Good up-close look. Albright, the quarterback, fakes the pitch, keeps it, slips off a tackle, another one, and into the end zone for the touchdown for Chickasha. Got to give him credit. He's played a hard, tough game tonight.
Absolutely has. He has not quit. He's not given up. The young kid does show some promise for this Chickasha Fighting Chick team. This is a guy that has the opportunity to be a good player before his time is done in Chickasha.
McGinnis 31-21 over Guthrie. That's a final. Score's a little closer than I thought.
Yep.
Guthrie, as you'd mentioned earlier, been down. Here's the extra point attempt. Kick is on the way, and it is good. So another touchdown, and that makes our score now 55-21. Newcastle on top of Chickasha. It's your Oklahoma Ford Dealers game of the week, and it's right here, Game Time on Your View. We'll take a timeout and be back.
It's the Great American Ford Sales Event. Get 0% for 60 months on the smartest, most capable trucks. America's best-selling brand and the best in Oklahoma. Plus, all first responders, active duty, and military veterans get $1,000 appreciation cash on top of all current offers. Like 0% financing for 60 months on F-Series, plus $1,000 appreciation cash. Hurry into your Oklahoma Ford dealer.
Oklahoma Ford Dealers game of the week. Right here on Your View. Game time tonight. It's been game time tonight for the Newcastle Racers. They've been waiting for this all season long, and they're finally going to get it, their first win. Under first-year head coach Jeff Brickman. Brickman had spent time at Southmore, had gone over to OBU, I believe, for a year.
Yes.
and then came back to Southmore as the offensive coordinator under head coach Jeremy Stark.
Who was his offensive coordinator when left for OVU.
Here's the kick for Chickasha. Still running around on the return, finally taken down at about the 30-yard line.
So as of 2 minutes ago, Tulsa Union was trailing Owasso 27-26, but they got the ball back with 5.5 to go, down 1. So Union's got the ball with a chance to take the lead and potentially steal the game.
Maybe the Union Owasso becomes the Jenks Union going
Interesting
forward.
to see what happens with Jenks now that Trimble close to retirement.
Who's going to take that job? A lot of guys.
You want to take it name, but who really wants to take that job?
That's true too.
I mean, guys will, because obviously it's a
running play. Moore trying to get outside, but wants to stay inbounds and keep the clock running. Takes a pretty good shot in the process. Taken down at about the 35-yard line.
Touchdown Union. Not sure how much time is left, but Union takes the lead, so Owasso will have the ball with a chance to win the game, obviously. But yeah, you talk about the jinx. So I mean, every high school coach will apply for it and take it because it's a pay raise, and we know the high school level. It's just like moving up in the college ranks, but definitely going to be a tough transition. Will they continue to be able to get the players, especially with Owasso and BA getting better and better? Obviously we have the open transfer rule for freshmen now, so be interesting to see what happens up there in Tulsa, and any sort of downtick for them or Owasso or BA catching them will only help teams on the west side of the state, because the more the talent spreads there, the more opportunity there is for teams over here. 3:12 left to go. The 2-point conversion was good, so Union leads 34-27 with 3:12 to go.
All right, here it's Southmore. I did it again. It's Newcastle with the running play into the line of scrimmage. And they're content to just work on some clock as we get under 1:50. Some more of the patrons gather up their chairs and head for the exits here tonight. Talked about the stadium that they built several years ago. Because of that, they've been the host site of several state championship soccer games. I know I've been here for soccer and also for football at some of the smaller classes as well. Still 6 on the play clock. Very quickly to the line. And here's the running play up the middle. That's going to get some yardage. 34-27 is that score, Union and Owasso. Here they're winding it down as far as Newcastle and the Racers. Now under 45 seconds left to go. 3rd down and 12. They'll have to snap it.
One more time. You imagine the refs will not put the ball in play.
Yep.
Until 25 seconds left on after this play.
Get the snap off. Running play up the middle. Going to be shy of the 1st down yardage.
Yep, that'll be the last play of the game.
And it should be the final play of the game. Both teams kind of slowly headed towards their respective sidelines. And this one is in the books. Big win for the Newcastle Racers, their first win of the season as they defeat Chickasha by a final of 55-21. We'll take a timeout, come back with some final thoughts, comments for you coming up after this from your Oklahoma Ford dealers.
Hungry for pizza? Pick a pair. Mazio's medium one-topping pizzas are only $6.50 each. Pick your 2 favorite hot, fresh medium one-topping pizzas and get both for only $6.50 each. So go ahead, pick a pair. Only at Mazio's.
I love the
It's the Great American Ford Sales Event. Get 0% for 60 months on the smartest, most capable trucks. America's best-selling brand and the best in Oklahoma. Plus, all first responders, active duty, and military veterans get $1,000 appreciation cash on top of all current offers. Like 0% financing for 60 months on F-Series, plus $1,000 appreciation cash. Hurry into your Oklahoma Ford dealer.
Because an open road is always calling your name. Because life is sweet. Because every moment counts. MidFirst Bank will always be true to your money. With convenient services that help you maximize the joys in life. MidFirst Bank, true to your money.
Get into something good, like Brahms Double Dip Hot Fudge Sundae.
Get into something good. Something good.
2 big dips of Brahms Premium Vanilla Ice Cream. Rich and creamy hot fudge. A shower of toasted almonds. Whipped cream and a cherry. Now you've got something good. A Double Dip Hot Fudge Sundae. Every day's a Sunday at your neighborhood Brahms.
Get into something good.
Well, that's going to do it here tonight. Final score once again, Newcastle gets their first victory of the season as they defeat Chickasha by a final score of 55-21.
Yeah, great night tonight for Casey Thompson. Over 300 yards in the air. He had 6 touchdowns, 4 in the air, 2 rushing, 98 yards on the ground. So big night for Thompson. He shows what he's got. Newcastle gets a win, and they're very much alive in the playoff picture for their district.
Congratulations to Newcastle, their first win of the season. Don't forget to join us next week. We will have Crossings Christian and Minko as your game of the week on your Oklahoma Ford Dealers game of the week. It's game time here on Your View. For Brian Burchell, I'm Steve Marshall. So long, everybody.